Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Mount Carmel Area High School Red Tornado Football. Tonight, the 10-0 number 1 seeded Red Tornadoes play host to the number 8 seed, 6-4 record Troy Trojans in a quarterfinal AA District 4 playoff game. And this is what you play 10 games for, folks, is to get to a night like tonight. It is a perfect evening here in the Silver Bowl. It cannot be any better for a game of football. Two good schools going to meet here, and the winner will move on. The loser goes home. It's one and done here in this part of the season, so a lot of pressure on both of these football teams.
This is an extended half a season, actually, as you get into the playoffs. And here's a team, they're 8th ranked coming out of this district, and you do not want to be looking down the schedule to next week and what's going on. This is the first game for the Tornadoes is a statement game. This is where you come in and you put everything out on the field 110%, and you walk out of here with a huge score to tell everybody within your district, we're here to play, you got to beat us.
The Trojans come in from the Northern Tier League. They actually were the leaders in the Northern Tier League. They come in at 6-4, and they lost last week in what is a curiously named old shoe game. But they lost, but the consensus was of everyone who saw them that they should have won the game, and actually a couple of interesting calls by the referees changed the complexion of the game. They also played last week without their starting quarterback, who is back for tonight's game. So this should be an interesting matchup between these two schools as Menapace signals that he's ready, and he lets it rip. A deep punt down to the 10-yard line where the Trojans come up along the Trojan sideline. Clokus is going to be the guy that takes them out. Number 38 on the play for the Trojans, David Conklin carrying. It's 1st and 10. Trojans out along the 25-yard line.
On the defensive side, the left end, number 89, Quinn McCracken, the left tackle, number 60, Chris Steck, the nose guard, 74, Kyle Savitsky, the right tackle, number 50, James Goins, the right end, number 65, Trevor Demko, the left linebacker, Justin Kolokas, the right linebacker, Sean McCullum, the left cornerback, Jared Morgan, the right cornerback, Matt Kovaleski, the free safety, Kevin Demko, and the strong safety, Matt Morose.
All right, first play, and we go with a pitch out to the tailback. It's recovered by the Red Tornadoes, and it's going to be a touchdown for the Red Tornadoes. I believe that's Demetrius,
yes,
correct?
Yes, Demetrius, number 28.
Julius Demetrius on the touchdown at 25, well, about a 20-yard run from where the fumble hit the ground into the end zone. The Red Tornadoes have scored with 12 seconds gone in the game only.
And I was looking to see who caused the fumble. This is an option team. They will try to pitch the ball back, but there was so much pressure coming in from the middle that the quarterback never even seen the halfback, and it was pitched back onto about the 10-yard line. Yeah, you can see he was trying to pitch it to Wright, the tailback. Now, Wright, coming into the game, has about 1,360-some yards on the season, so he's a workhorse of a tailback, and he's the main threat here in the offense. Again, as Wayne said, you're going to see mostly an option. You saw a version of that option there with the pitch, but the pitch was deflected, hits the ground, and a Tornado touchdown very quickly in this game. I said 12 seconds gone off the clock only. So Menapace attempt the extra point out of the Morose hold. Snap is down, Menapace puts it up, and it is good, and just like that, ladies and gentlemen, it is 7-0 Red Tornadoes. So the Red Tornadoes strike truly with a lightning strike here early in the game on the recovered fumble in for the touchdown by Julius Demetrius. So the Trojans are going to have to revamp a little bit here and get themselves back together, as they're going to be receiving another kickoff within 12 seconds. Unbelievable. Julius Demetrius heads up play. Usually you see the ball on the ground, you're jumping on it to recover, and of course you can advance that football. Hits the ground on about the 11, 12-yard line. He just scooped it up, picked it up, and he wasn't the only one there. There were about 3 other Tornadoes ready to grab the ball off the ground.
You got Conklin 38 on the far side over there, and close to me here is number 24 on your side of the TV screen. There you see him, and that is Brandon Spiak. Brandon Spiak's a junior here, and I believe Conklin is a senior. Let me check to be sure on him, and I'm right, he is a senior. So they signal that they are ready. They're standing down along their 5-yard line. Menapace says he's ready. So very shortly we'll try this all over again, almost like a replay.
You know, that was so quick. I just got done with the defense.
Yeah.
Who was out there?
Yeah, sometimes that's the way it happens. That's not what you want to have happen in a playoff game, but it did. Again, it will go to Conklin down along his 7-yard line as Conklin now brings it up. And Conklin is knocked down in there by number 3 for the Red Tornadoes in a lightning strike again. And, of course, that is Mark Minnick. So Mark brings Conklin down, and they will take over 1st and 10, and this time they're going to take it over right around the 20-yard line. So they'll start their second offensive series and actually their second offensive play here. As Vance Spencer, the quarterback, brings them out again. They line up in what looks like an I formation, and that's the way they begin every play that way. And they hand it off, a straight handoff to Wright, the tailback. Wright will pick up a couple of yards on the play. It'll bring up 2nd and 8.
Steck getting up off the bottom of the pile. McCollum, number 62, from that right side of the defensive line for the Tornadoes.
For the Red Tornadoes, a gain of a little over a yard.
The Trojans are not a passing team, and that's evidenced by the fact that they basically threw for just over 360-some yards on the season. So they're not the threat that most teams are to throw the ball. Although you come out with a wide formation here, everybody out to the right side of the field. And just to prove me wrong, he goes back to throw it. Coverage by Morose. It's going to go incomplete. Nice coverage by Morose, as a matter of fact. He was trying to hit number 24 down there, Spiak.
But Morose all over that one.
Yeah, just to prove me wrong, they go back and pass. So
well, hey.
I shouldn't even say those things most of the time, but what can I say? I'm sorry, it's I'm not 300. It's 652 yards on the year. So again, kind of a thrower that keeps you even throwing, but not really. They don't build a game plan around it. And they get back up into that I formation. He has one guy wide right, one guy wide left. And he again drops straight back. He's under heavy pressure. It's a screen pass that's going nowhere. Steck blows it up and brings Wright down behind the line of scrimmage.
I think the defensive line had seen that automatically, that it was a screen pass here to the left side. Loss of 4 yards that time. Ball now back on about the 18-yard line for Troy.
Here you see the replay, and you can see the Red Tornadoes instantly see that it is a screen pass, and you can see Steck bearing down on him. And look at the speed on Steck as he chases him down from behind. And the Trojans are in punt formation, and they're going to let it rip, and they do.
Nice kick.
It's going to be Morose who fakes it to Lamb. Morose turns upfield, but a nice tackle down there by number 52. And that is going to be Tice.
Corey Tice makes a nice open field tackle. Ball's placed on about the 46-yard line over the 45 of the Tornadoes.
So 1st and 10, Red Tornadoes, first offensive series here of this playoff game. Again, a quarterfinal game in District 4 in that there are 8 teams that qualified. So there's actually 3 games in District 4 this year, and before you get into the state playoff. Wasilewski hands it to Pulowski on a deep handoff, and it is Conklin. Actually, Conklin all over the play, the linebacker, and he makes a great defensive play for a loss on the play. It'll bring up 2nd down and 13.
You can tell he is keying on Pulowski that time. He waited until Pulowski got the ball, and he shot up through the gap of the offensive line where Pulowski was supposed to go, and makes a great tackle.
Back in the I formation for the Red Tornadoes, and he throws it to Morose, and a nice play down there by Wright, number 12, to break it up. So it'll be 3rd down and 13.
On the offensive side, the left tackle, number 14, Trevor Demko. The left guard, number 66, Kyle Higgins. The center, number 60, Chris Steck. The right guard, number 50, James Goins. The right tackle, number 70, Zach Lutz. The tight end, Colin Menepace, number 88. The quarterback, number 7, Marcus Wasilewski. The split end, number 9, Matt Morose. The slot, number 1, Matt Kovaleski. Tailback, 21, Justin Pulowski. And the fullback, 28, Julius Demetrius.
Wasilewski to throw. He hits. He does not hit. They're going to rule it incomplete. He was trying to hit Kovaleski over in the flat. And the Red Tornadoes' first offensive series will be an unsuccessful one, as it'll be 4th down and 13. So they'll be punting, Washleski punting, and this is a game where both quarterbacks are the punters again.
Yep.
You see that a lot actually through the high school season, where both quarterbacks end up being punters, and this will be the case tonight. So Washleski goes deep back at his 30-yard line.
Number 12, Chance Wright, is back to receive the punt along with number 24, Spiak.
Oh my goodness, right on the ball, but number 47 for the Red Tornadoes, and I'll tell you what, you don't need to know his name, but it is Matt Dietz, as he buries Wright just as he catches the ball back at the just outside the 24-yard line of the Trojans, where they go on offense 1st and 10, but that was a how do you do from Matt Dietz. And Matt Dietz earns his living on the special teams. He really does. All right, Trojans up 1st and 10, and it's going to be Wright looking for some room, and Steck once again is the guy in there. Give also some credit down there to big number 74, Kyle Savitsky.
Kyle Savitsky playing a great nose guard position on defense this year, very mobile. Steck, we see the speed on him on the interior of that line, along with James Goins, number 50. The three of them are just doing some great run defense for the Tornadoes.
All right, says one guy out right, one guy left here to the short side of the field. He's in the I formation still. Tornadoes show blitz. They do not, and Wright's going to have a little bit of room, but McCullum will bring him down after a 2 or 3 yard gain.
Number 12, Wright.
That time brought down by McCullum. McCullum and Goins making the tackle, but the play that the Troy ran was to the side that Colocus was blitzing from, and that was the left defensive side. They ran to the right.
So it'll be 3rd and 7 from the Trojan 28-yard line.
8 minutes and 20 seconds left in the first quarter.
And one guy wide right, one guy wide left here in the formation, out of an I formation in the backfield. And it's going to be the other pitch again, and this time they get some yardage out of it. As Rose was close to him in the backfield, but he picks up some yardage. Goins and Kovaleski will finally stop him, but it'll be 4th down. He does not pick up enough for the 1st down.
The speed by Morose coming in had the quarterback a little shook that time, and the ball almost came out again and hit the ground.
Yeah, that's a play that, quite frankly, that's the play that they scored. The Red Tornadoes scored the touchdown on, but it doesn't. Even that play to gain a few yards didn't look real good. I'm not real thrilled to have to run that play a lot. Spence back to punt. Oh, great
nice
kick.
Punt again.
Oh, he kicks it over everybody's head. It hits the ball. Morose is going to pick it up and cross over his 20. Morose now on a big return by Morose. Morose down along the Red Tornado sideline all the way down to the 49-yard line of the Red Tornadoes. What a return. I thought he was dead in the water when he picked it up.
Yeah, great. And you could see him looking downfield to see where the punt coverage was at, and it was about 10 yards off of where the ball was. He picks it up and finds some blocking. And I'll tell you what, when you watch that play and we come up by the bench on about the 45-yard line, Justin Colocus, number 6, was sort of trailing the play a little bit and actually held up from blocking someone in the back.
Now, there is a flag on the sideline. The guy's standing on a flag right along the Red Tornado sideline.
Well,
That's what the discussion's about right now.
It was not.
And there you see, that's a call you don't see. An Eagle man downfield for the Trojans, which is an odd call for them. But the Red Tornadoes, we'll see. My guess is they're going to be pretty happy at the 49-yard line, to tell you the truth.
They're going to decline it.
But we'll see what they want to do as Coach Brennan now comes out also to throw his 2 cents into the huddle.
No, I think it's more of a quarter or so when he's throwing it.
And they do decline it. So, they do decline it. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the Red Tornado 49-yard line.
By the Red Tornadoes.
I formation for the Red Tornadoes. Washleski drops back. He looks for Kovaleski, and he has him. And Kovaleski hurdles the guy and takes it down to the 36-yard line, where it's 1st and 10 Red Tornadoes in Trojan territory.
Nice catch by Kovaleski. It was just down and hooked 10 yards off the line of scrimmage. Also looked on that side, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think T.J. Hiroman was on the outside of Kovaleski, trying to clear the zone out.
Morgan into the lineup now for the Red Tornadoes. Morgan and Roman will come to the right side of the formation. We're still in an I in the backfield. And again, we look to throw, and this time it's Morgan, and Morgan's wide open as they're giving a pretty good cushion to the Red Tornado receivers, and it's another first down as he is now inside the 25-yard line down to about the 23.
Exact same play that we ran to the left side to Kovaleski. We come back to Morgan on this right side, right in front of the bench of the Tornadoes.
Morgan picks up the first.
The Red Tornadoes methodically moving down the field by way of the pass right now. This time the same formation, except you got Moreau's out there with Morgan. This time they're out to the left. A blitz by the Trojans. He looks downfield, and Moreau's is wide open in the end zone. Wide open, touchdown. Red Tornadoes, a 23-yard touchdown pass from Marcus Washaleski to Moreau's.
And the two plays there set that touchdown pass up. On both of the plays, left and right, we went to the short man to the inside, a little hookup. And this time as we hooked up, we had Moreau's releasing from the outside position and just heading straight down the field. And great pass by Washaleski to just drop that ball on the goal line like that.
Really loose coverage by that Trojan secondary, at least on this series of plays. They've got to get tighter coverage than that. And we're going to be talking about Washaleski's touchdown pass totals here with Jose at the halftime, so get ready for that as Menapace puts it up, and it is good. So it's 14-0 Red Tornadoes at the 6:27 mark of the first quarter. But Marcus Washaleski is, of course, creeping up on some major milestones in Red Tornado career history here, and we'll be talking about that with Jose as he keeps track of what goes on in this first half. Looked very crisp in the first from the first series where we actually lost 3 yards and punted to this series where they were just moving down the field. And again, the Trojans have got to find an answer for that passing game because they were nowhere near any of the receivers.
Well, you start looking at what Julius Dimitris has done this year in the running game for the Tornadoes and Pulowski. And you keep them in the backfield, that sort of freezes your linebackers a little bit because both of these guys have run all over the place and scored some great touchdowns for the Tornadoes. It loosens up, with this type of defense that the Trojans are running. They're keying on our halfbacks, and of course that loosens up all your receivers downfield. You got man-to-man coverage.
Spiak and Conklin down deep again for the third time, and we're only 6 minutes gone here in the quarter. They're down for the third time to receive the kickoff from Menapace as he lets it rip. And it's going to again go right to Conklin and right along the 3-yard line this time. Conklin comes up along his own sideline. And Conklin's free. Conklin is free. It's going to take Pulowski to bring him down. And Conklin runs headlong into Pulowski, but he's in Red Tornado territory at the Red Tornado 48-yard line on a great return by the senior. That was nice. David Conklin did a nice run there. He was all along his sideline there.
I'll tell you what, some good blocking by the Trojans that time on about between the 25 and 30. That's where the hole opened up. The gap in the field there for Conklin to run. And I'll tell you what, he put on a head of steam and brings the ball all the way down to the Tornadoes' 46-yard line.
You see where he didn't figure he was going to get past Pulowski, so just ran into him. The ball's actually down just inside the 47-yard line of the Red Tornadoes where it's first and 10, and now Spencer goes into a shotgun formation. He puts right in motion. And it's Savitsky with the early pressure, and he is buried, but he had his man down there, Spiak, and Spiak couldn't hold on. And I'm going to tell you what, if you didn't see it, Spencer was demolished.
He was.
And he's having trouble getting up right now.
By James Goins.
Oh, my goodness, what a hit the quarterback said. He cannot get up right now, so we'll have a timeout on the field here as Spencer is being attended to by the trainers. He left himself as he threw the pass. I'll tell you what, it took a lot of guts to throw the pass because he had his arm up in the air and he was completely undefended. But Goins absolutely pummeled him and put him down.
I'll tell you what, if I was the quarterback, I would not be a happy camper because that was a perfect pass. Beautiful. The receiver was wide open, and he dropped it on the turf there.
You pay that price and you don't complete the pass. So we'll wait and see what happens to Spencer. He is up now, so that's good news. He's up and he's going to walk off on his own power. That's good to hear for Spencer. He'll take a play off at least before he comes back in.
Probably knocked the wind out of him. That's no joy right there.
He knocked the wind out of me, and I'm up here in the press box from that hit. All right, it'll be 2nd down and 10 now, and we'll see the new quarterback. This is a quarterback that actually came in and played the entire game last week because Spencer was out. And I'm going to see who that is in a moment here to see who's actually coming in.
Is it 16?
It should be 16. It should be Logan Weed is his name. So I believe that 16 will be the quarterback here. So it's not like he doesn't have any experience. Obviously played the entire game against a rival in the old shoe game last week. So he's ready to go. And it is Weed, number 16. He has Conklin and Wright behind him in that I formation. And it'll be Wright on the carry. Wright brought down very quickly down there by Clokus was the first hit.
Quinn McCracken,
McCracken's the other guy down there.
Now
Now, you see so many different variations. Now, they line up in an I formation.
Yep.
But do you see that I formation, though? Watch how close Wright is to Conklin.
Yep.
I've never seen that like that before, where he's like almost leaning over him in the formations. Everybody kind of runs a different version of these same formations.
Back in at quarterback.
Now he's a little more traditionally back. He's about a yard back from where he was, and it's going to be Wright once again. And Wright has some big room down there. It's going to take Demko to bring him down, Kevin, and he'll pick up a first down all the way down to the Red Tornado 35-yard line, just inside the 35. So nice run by Wright.
Wright is a senior. I'll tell you what, he is a nice size too. He has good speed to him, and he looks like a strong kid that carries him right through the line of scrimmage.
That will stay in that I formation. Now he's going to bring a guy in motion. And he fakes it and pitches out to Wright. And once again, Wright's got some room. And Wright's going to pick 5 yards up on the play as they found their rhythm a little bit here in the running game. McCullum brings him down.
Yep, and that option play, he cuts it back up also. Usually in the option, you try to hit to the outside and pick up as much yardage, down the sideline a little bit. But he hit the hash mark and came back up through.
The timeout on the field is Wright lost his shoe on the tackle, so he's getting that squared away again before he gets back in the huddle. But the Trojans driving here. They're down at the Red Tornado 30-yard line where it's 2nd down and 5. About 4:31 and counting here in the first quarter. The Red Tornadoes lead 14-0. Spiak comes in motion across the formation. And he goes back to pass. He looks downfield, and it's intercepted by Kovaleski. Kovaleski's still on his feet down along the Red Tornado sideline, and Kovaleski will finally be driven out of bounds by Wright as he goes into Trojan territory. He's driven out around the Trojan 47-yard line.
That pass, first of all, should have been kept by the quarterback. He shouldn't have thrown it. He was trying to get Spiak, number 24, but there was also another receiver Wright standing in front of him about 2 yards away. So
here you see it on the replay. You see the interception. Watch. Yeah. You see 82 running into the formation, and that's who he was trying to hit, but he overthrew 82, and he had Spiak standing 2 yards behind him, and neither one of them got it. It was an interception. So 1st and 10, Red Tornadoes, as you see Kovaleski taking it up the sideline. Pulowski, the ball's on the ground, and the Trojans have recovered.
Trojans have it.
Fumble on the play, big number 70 in the lineup, Francis Salatino. And he recovers the fumble for the Trojans. It's 1st and 10 Trojans now, and the ball at the Trojan 49-yard line. So a little sloppiness here now between both of them.
Coach Brennan was not a happy camper on that one.
Well, it's actually the first time we tried to run the ball, too. That's what threw everybody off there. We haven't run the ball enough to get ready.
Well, and I'll tell you what, there was a hole in that line. The offensive line that time really did some great blocking.
All right, Spencer back in now at the starting quarterback position. And Spencer hands it to Wright, and Wright is going nowhere this time as the entire left side of the line broke that one up for the Red Tornadoes. So we'll give him about a yard on the play, not quite a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
Like T.J. Hiroman getting up off the number 82, making the tackle that time. He's playing, looks like the left end position, defensive end.
Who are we looking at there? Who are you talking about? I didn't
T.J. Hiroman.
Oh, okay. Spiak in motion now across the formation. And we handed a quick handoff to Conklin, and Conklin will take it out to the Red Tornado 45 and a nice run.
Nice run, Steck making the tackle, but not until about 6 yards is run off there.
David Conklin on the carry.
That's just a quick opener by Conklin, the fullback.
But that's what the option does. You have that, you're sort of looking at that trail person, the halfback, and all of a sudden you get a straight dive by the fullback, and you sort of you get caught looking in the backfield. 2 minutes and 50 seconds left in the first quarter.
Third down and a long 4. As Serrano comes across the formation in motion, and we hand it to Wright, and Wright is pounding his way towards that first
Tough
down. He
run.
will not pick it up. He will not pick it up.
He's going to be about 1.5 yards short.
McCullum getting off the bottom of the pile down there for the Red Tornadoes, along with Demko. Kevin.
Brings up a 4th and 1.
4th down and 1 now, and the Trojans have a decision to make here. They're in Red Tornado territory down at the Red Tornado 42.
Well, there was wholesale substitution here, so I would assume they are going to punt the ball.
You're correct. So Spencer will go back in punt formation. We're going to send Demko back to receive this punt, because the Red Tornadoes didn't think they were going to punt, actually. Demko calls for a fair catch, and he does make that fair catch at the Red Tornado 19-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10. At that time, the Red Tornadoes really did not believe they were going to punt, so they didn't have the punt return team in, and they went back and punted anyway.
In a way, though, you can't blame them. You just want to play a
well, it's only down 14-0.
Right.
You're right. We're still in the first quarter, so I mean, there's still a lot of game here to play. So if you wouldn't have made it, obviously you turn the ball over with great field position again. So right now at this juncture of the game, probably the same call that I would make.
Yeah, and you have Spencer back as the punter, and he's their quarterback.
Demetrius with the ball for the Red Tornadoes, and Demetrius is going to pick up some big yardage, about a 11-yard run for Julius Demetrius. He's out to the 31-yard line.
Off the left side of the Tornado line that time, and we see some tough runs all season long by Julius Demetrius. Even though he's averaging five yards per carry, they are probably the toughest 5 yards I've seen in a number of years coming from a halfback like this.
All right, Red Tornadoes come out on a first down play. Now they're in a traditional I formation. Everybody's out to the left of his formation here, but again, it's Demetrius, and Demetrius on a quick handoff brought down by Wright, and he'll gain about 1 yard on the play as Wright made a nice play.
I was waiting for a flag that time. It looked like the left linebacker was blitzing for the Trojans, and he looked like he was real close to being inside the zone there. TJ Hiroma, number 82, in for the Tornadoes. Goes into the wide receiver position, of course.
And 2 guys out to the left of the formation, 1 guy to the right.
Oh,
and we go with Pulowski, and Pulowski's got some room here. Pulowski gets by Spiak, and Pulowski all the way down to the
excellent blocking
38-yard line.
Kovaleski that time, and that's what sprung Pulowski to pick up the extra yardage that he needed. I mean, he just kept on, and made sure that Pulowski passed him out.
Tyler Curry on the stop for the Trojans, but the Red Tornadoes are in business. 1st and 10 at the Trojan 40-yard line now.
Ball sits squarely on the 40-yard line of the Trojans. 40 seconds left in the quarter.
I formation, 1 guy right, 1 guy left. A blitz by the Trojans. Goins trying to get around it. He's not going to do it. Number 52 on the play is Corey Tice for the Trojans, and he made a nice play. The Trojans in a full blitz on that play.
Yeah, coming in. Goins was playing the fullback position that time, right in front of Julius Demetrius, number 28. And, of course, runs right into where the blitz was coming.
Loss on the play. It'll bring up 2nd down and 11 for the Red Tornadoes as Moroz comes back in the lineup.
Will not get this play off for the
And that is the end of the first quarter.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the end of the first quarter here at the Silver Bowl with the score. The Red Tornadoes 14, the Trojans 0. We want to take a moment to welcome everybody listening in on the webcast tonight. We are always happy to have you along with us, and hope you enjoy the game as much as we do here in Mount Carmel, wherever you might be. So the quarter break here, the Red Tornadoes pretty much controlling the first quarter of play. The Trojans really hurting themselves with an interception and, of course, a fumble recovery for the Tornadoes on the first play of the game. So they kind of dug themselves a hole early, and been right now trying to work themselves out of it as the Red Tornadoes are on offense, and they are in Trojan territory at the Trojan 41-yard line. We're in an I formation. Moreau's out to the left, Kovaleski to the right, and Pulowski goes in motion. We look downfield. He was looking down for the big
FC did
for the big tight end, but he was well covered down there this time.
Not only was he well covered, but I think Marcus sort of mishandled the ball a little bit. I don't think he could get it in his hand to get it up to throw. Down to our tight end that time, number 88. Colin Menepace was straight down the field, and he was just about ready to
he had good coverage by Fitzwater that time. They actually saw him come off the line of scrimmage, and that's where most teams, you miss that tight end in the first 2 seconds there, and he's past you. That time Fitzwater saw him coming and stayed with him. Now the Red Tornadoes will come out with 3 guys out to the right of the formation, nobody to the left. Washington drops straight back. He looks straight down. He's got Moreau's wide open, and Moreau's will be down by his knee, actually. The tackle will not count. He's down by a knee at the 34-yard line of the Trojans. It's going to bring up 4th down, and let's see.
And that will bring up a
4th down at about 4.
And it's just amazing to see it. Moreau's, of course, with his reputation as being the leading receiver for the Tornadoes the last couple of years, as he takes off and down, even before he hooks up, the defender is already 4 yards off him. So as soon as he hooks up and comes back towards Washaleski, he is wide open every time he catches that ball.
Montoursville 21, Towanda 0.
All right, everybody's coming out now to the left of the formation. You got Moreau's, Morgan, and Pulowski. Pulowski turns and wheels right at the 30-yard line, and they're going to stop. Well, actually, no. Pulowski's going to pick it up. He's going to get the first down. I didn't think he had it at first as he rolled around, but an extra effort there, and he'll pick up the first down. He's inside the 30-yard line right now, just inside the 30. It's 1st and 10, Red Tornadoes. That play got him exactly what they wanted. They needed 4 yards, and it got him exactly 4 yards. You see Pulowski kind of stumbled for a second, but then turned himself upfield and knew exactly where he had to be for the first down and got it.
Myrick Lamb, number 24, one of the speedsters, the young speedsters coming in. He's a freshman in the slot position.
This time we pitch it to Demetrius, and Demetrius is in trouble, but actually keeps on running down there. Conklin blew it up in a flag down now. Flag in the backfield, actually, so it most likely will go against the Red Tornadoes as the Trojans were all over that play. Got a hold against the Red Tornadoes. You see the guy in the middle there telling you what it is. He talks to Chance Wright to see what he wants to do. And they'll mark it off from the flag. So the running game for the Red Tornadoes still not churning up there the way the way it had been in the beginning. When they're still struggling in the latter part of this season with the running game.
And a lot of it, when you look here and you look at the replay, we're lacking. We had it at the beginning of the season, that sustained block. You keep on at the kid, and either you knock him down in the grass or you shield block until your halfback is past you. And we sort of let up on that a little bit. We're going out and we're holding the block for a couple seconds, and then when we stop, that's the kid that's making the tackle all the time.
This one's going to, it's actually a quarterback sneak by Washaleski, who picks up big yardage on the play. Big yardage on the play. Look at the big guy jump up. Just a surprise quarterback sneak. My goodness.
Just outside the 25-yard line.
Pickup of about almost 20 yards on that carry.
About 20 yards on the play.
Wow.
It brings up a 2nd down and 6 now for the Red Tornadoes.
We had all motion coming to the left side of the offensive line that time, and I guess the Trojans bit on that a little bit. And
yeah, that's a pretty neat design play, to tell you the truth. All right, Demetrius, the lone back, Pulowski in motion. The ball's on the ground. Demetrius picks it up.
Yep.
Demetrius still on his feet. Demetrius down along the sideline. Demetrius goes in. There's a flag down. So it's a score for the touchdowns, but there is a flag down. He picked it up. No flag. Yep. Touchdown, Red Tornadoes.
And it's now raining.
It just began to pour right here, guys. I don't know if that was an omen or not. As he went into the end zone, the sky opened up.
I don't know what's going on between Steck and Washaleski, but certainly at this point in the season, these are the things that should not be happening. But what a heads-up play again!
By Demetrius,
second time to pick the ball up off the ground. he goes in from the 23-yard line on a touchdown, untouched.
So pretty play there by the Red Tornadoes, which started out with the word disaster written all over it and turns into a touchdown as Demetrius tiptoes down the sideline and breaks a couple of tackles. Menapace in for the extra point. Snap is good and down and up, and it is good. It is 21-0. Red Tornadoes at the 9:03 mark here, the second quarter of play in this District 4 AA quarterfinal playoff game.
And this is, certainly this is what the Tornadoes need to do. They need to come out and make a statement. You look at the game, it's gonna be a win. But when you look at the score, the score now at this point is 21-0, and certainly that's what you need everybody to be looking at. Look at the score, because a lot of times they do not read the article.
That's a good way to look at that.
You're darn right.
That's a good way to look at that.
And in District 11 in the single A semifinals, it's Marion Catholic 7, Williams.
All right, the big guy gets ready to kick off again. His leg's getting a workout here in the first half, and of course Spiak and Conklin are down deep again for the Trojans. He steps in the huddle and signals that he is ready to go. Oh, what a kick, a deep kick. Deep kick drives Spiak into the end zone, and it is a touchback. In high school, when he steps into the end zone, he cannot bring it back out. It is a touchback, and it'll be first and 10 from the 20.
What a weapon that is when you got a kid like Colin kicking the ball down and putting it into the end zone. It's funny. Colin had a mishap this week, and the funny part, and I mean, and here's a great athlete. This is just a kid that wants to play football, and they said to him, well, if we operate on this, you're going to be out for the next 2 weeks. He said, no way. I'm going to play with it like it is right now, and we'll take care of it after the season.
Ball goes to Conklin on a quick opener. He goes nowhere.
And that's a tough kid.
That's going to be Goins down there that makes the stop. Well, I laughed that he was at supper club, and I said to him, it's not like it's going to affect your looks at all. You know what I mean? And he started laughing. We had a good time with him. No gain on the play. It is second down and 10. Trojans have got to open this offense up a little bit, but probably not right here. I mean, they're down on their own 20, so they got to be a little bit more careful what they do here. But at some point, they've got to get this offense opened up. Spiak coming in motion now, and it's going to be right on a nice play. And Wright's loose, and Wright will take it up over to 30, out to the 32-yard line.
I'll tell you what, they're tenacious. They're blocking very, very well on the line of scrimmage. And again, it's this is a misdirection team. You have some of the line going to the right, and there's Wright going over to the left. He gets a hole on the left-hand side right off of tackle. And I'll tell you what, he picks up a nice 11 yards for the Trojans.
It took the safety, Demko, to bring him down.
Yep.
And Serrano goes in the opposite direction here as he goes across the formation, but it goes to Conklin, and Conklin goes nowhere. There'll be no gain on the play. Savitsky and McCullum getting off the pile, and Goins kind of steered him into him. So second down and 10 now for the Trojans, out at the Trojan 31-yard line. They're not a true option team as you would think either. Right. They're not. They talk about them running the option at Supper Club, but right now that's the pitch is the pitch that hurt them the first time is a bit of an option play there. But right now they're pretty content to stay in an I formation, it looks like, and that's what they're running. There's that pitch to Wright. Yep. And that's a good play by the Red Tornadoes. That's Savitsky that time that brings them down.
Savitsky brings him down, and he was, when he was down, McCullum, number 42, just hits him with the shoulder and drives him back.
McCullum's down on the play, so a timeout on the field as they go out to attend to him. He tried to get up, And the umpire asked him to stay down for a second. He also doesn't look like he's that hurt, at least from here, so we'll wait and see on him.
Shoestack, number 34, now goes into that linebacker position for McCollum. And, of course,
Shoestack's a freshman, remember.
A freshman. Oof.
Bunch of freshmen up on this varsity team, which is boding well for the future here, as we talked a little bit about it pregame down on the field. What a good group of people coming up for these Red Tornadoes. They're losing 25 seniors, which is, and we talked about it throughout the season, it's a large amount of seniors, but in the end, they're not going to be hurt that bad because they've got a lot of quality players coming out now. McCollum is up and he's twitching around there saying, well, I got hit, but I'm okay now. I'm waiting for all the feeling in my arm to come back, and then I'm going back in. That's basically what his conversation is down there. All right, it's third down now and a long 10 as he lost about a half a yard on that last play. Now they go into a trips formation. It trips out to the right side here, and actually Spencer fell down, and now Menapace is going to help him. He won't go down. He never went all the way down. Spencer bent down to pick the ball, and he got himself hit right away, and he kind of backed himself away, and about 4 guys took a shot at him. He ends up losing enough yardage back to the 25-yard line, so it's going to bring up 4th down and 16.
Well, I'll tell you what, we only had one linebacker.
See the replay
one
here.
linebacker that time.
He had a heck of a time on this play.
And Coloca's blitzed. And I'll tell you, and I think that's what happened. Spencer seen him coming in over the top, and he sort of panicked. Instead of continuing to the right, he tried to turn around and go to the left.
Yeah, that was not a pretty play. Spencer now says, let me punt this thing and get out of here for a second, and he does, and he's a good punter. He's a real good punter.
Yep.
It's going to be Moreau's back at his 37-yard line. Moreau's picking and choosing his way, trying to find a way, and he's going to be going nowhere, so they'll bring him down at the 39. So we gain about a yard on the return, and a nice play down there by the Trojans. Number 31 getting off the bottom of the pile there was the original hitter. That's Xavier Lyon.
Xavier Lyon and number 80.
We'll give 80 some credit on that one down there, too. That's Tyler Curry also helping out on the coverage for the Trojans. It's 1st and 10. Red Tornadoes from their own 39-yard line with a 21-0 lead.
I'll tell you what, this is the first time in 4 weeks that our punt receivers have seen the ball coming down. Everybody's been kicking out of bounds.
Away, yeah. The Trojans don't have that problem. Nope. They kick right at them. Pitch out to Stewart, number 4. And Stewart, who is the actual backup quarterback, playing that tailback spot now, and he'll take it up to the 50-yard line.
Stewart is only a sophomore. Eddie Stewart, 6'1", 170 pounds.
That's an 11-yard gain. That's the first down. He picked up the first down on the play. Here you see Stewart, and I said you see him coming around the end there, and he has that deceptive speed. He doesn't look like he's running fast, and then he's by you. A really nice-looking athlete, one of the guys we just talked about as far as coming up and playing next year.
Mark Minnick, number 3, split wide to the right on the offensive formation.
Stewart still in the backfield. Stewart takes the pitch the other way. Makes a nice cut to avoid a tackle in the backfield, and is going to pick up a couple of yards on the play when it's all said and done and the wrestling match is over. It'll be 2nd down, and let's see where they put him. 2nd down maybe in 9. There's a Trojan player shaken up, and they're going to call timeout for him.
Yeah, number 40, Bo Parker. He is the left linebacker for the Trojans, and he was the one that almost broke that. He slowed up Stewart that time as he just came in on a blitz on the left side and almost got the pass there.
Actually picks up 3 on the play. His forward motion gave him 3 yards. I didn't think he got that far, so it's 2nd down and 7 now. They're in Trojan territory, and they're at the Trojan 47-yard line. They go back into a traditional I formation with Demetrius in front of Pulowski now. Minnick comes in motion, and it's going to go to Pulowski, and Pulowski looking for some yardage in the side there. And they're tough inside.
Yes,
they really are. They're a tough defensive team inside.
Number 40 making the tackle that time. Again, Bo Parker.
It's some help from Conklin down there. The other linebacker helped him, Conklin, there too. So they're tough inside. They really don't give up much yardage that way. It'll bring up 3rd down and 5. Here you see the replay. And they just don't move that well. This is another school that I understand, a big wrestling school.
Oh, yeah.
They look like that when they're playing. You know, they're hard to move. They get leverage. They do all the right things. So 3rd down now for the Tornadoes, and we throw it to Moreau's along the Red Tornado sideline. He escapes a tackle. He escapes a 2nd tackle. and he takes it down inside the 30, down to the Trojan 28-yard line. It's 1st and 10, Red Tornadoes.
Moreau's making some nice moves, spinning to the outside first and then trying to split two defenders after he gets by the defender that was trying to stop that pass that time, and picks up, and each one of those moves picked up an extra 4 or 5 yards. So Moreau's on a great catch and some good running afterwards.
Back in that I formation, fakes it to Pulowski, looks downfield. He's got Demetrius in the. Demetrius was wide open in the flat, but couldn't hold on to it. He had some room along the sideline had he been able to hold on to it, but it goes down. It's 2nd down and 10. He was covered down there by
Look at this.
Spiak.
Nice pass here, and I'll tell you what, Julius Demetrius is wide open, and right up and over his shoulder.
They're the kind you want back.
Yeah, you're right.
Minnick will bring the play into the Red Tornado lineup here as it's a 2nd down play, and we'll see what they want to do. As they've had their most success in the air, and this time they're going to start off in that shotgun. He'll leave Demetrius standing next to him for protection. Looks downfield, plenty of time, and he goes screenplay to Demetrius. He's got a bunch of guys out there, and Demetrius is going to take it into the end zone. He does.
Oh, baby.
He does. He takes it in a 28-yard screenplay from Washleski to Demetrius, and the Red Tornadoes are on the scoreboard again.
I'll tell you what, Julius Demetrius catches that ball. Here it is right here. Sets up beautiful on the right-hand side. Great pass. Nice touch by Washleski, but I'll tell you what, it's right here where he catches everybody by surprise. He turns on the afterburners.
Look at the speed on him.
Nobody
Look
there.
at the blocking from the Red Tornadoes, though. I mean, that was exquisite blocking on a screenplay. So Menepace in to attempt his 4th extra point of the evening here as the Trojans are slowly letting this game get out of hand. Menepace puts it up, and he is perfect on the evening. It's 28-0. Red Tornadoes at the 3:42 mark of the 2nd quarter. The Trojans need to regroup this one right now, or they're going to be in serious trouble as the game's kind of getting away from them here.
And I think that extra point now gave Colin Menepace 18 extra points in a row.
Oh, really?
Yep.
That's good.
This point in the season. So.
Well, the 2 touchdown passes today we're going to watch carefully. We'll hear from Jose at halftime, and you're going to be very amazed by some of the numbers that Mr. Washleski has been putting up here, if you're not already amazed at his career. He's chasing the career leader in most of these categories, which is Dave Shinsky, but interestingly enough, he has about 10 or 12 games not less played than Shinsky does.
That's
so
right.
It's even more of a mark when you see that.
And you have to remember that he missed, about 8 games of his
sophomore
year.
Yeah, 7 or 8 games it was when he broke the ankle. So his career, truly a phenomenal career for a Red Tornado quarterback. And there's been some great Red Tornado quarterbacks.
Buczynski and Doviak and Doc Greco, of course.
He's in some rarefied air right now as Menepace lets it rip. This one's going to be a little bit shorter, down to about the 8-yard line, and Conklin's going to come up, and Conklin has the sideline a little bit and finally driven out of bounds.
Takes him out. Number 89.
It'll be 1st and 10 Trojans. They'll put the ball down at the Trojan 27-yard line, and they'll go on offense, and they're going to have to do something quickly on offense. They've left their defense on the field a lot now, and they're going to get tired out very quickly unless they can get a couple of first downs at least put together here.
3 minutes and 36 seconds left in this first half, and it's still raining. Not
as hard, but it's still raining. Yeah, I mean,
Right.
it came down like a downpour for a second, and then it stopped. But yeah, now it's starting to pick up a little bit more. As Spencer's in a shotgun formation for the Trojans. There's 2 guys out to his right, 1 to his left, but it's going to be a running play by Wright, and Wright will pick up some nice yardage out to the 35-yard line.
Sort of like a delayed draw play coming out of that shotgun formation. Of course, Wright takes off around the left side of the offensive line, picks up 8 tough yards. Ball now on about the 35 almost.
Well, 2nd down and 2 now. Spencer will stay in that shotgun formation.
Justin Augustine, number 71, in for the Tornadoes, playing the left tackle.
This time he fakes it to the right and he keeps it, and Spencer's loose along the Trojan sideline. Kovaleski will drive him out of bounds. A big run, though. He picks up the first down and then some as he takes it all the way out to the Trojan 45-yard line. That was a nice play there, where he fakes it to right and then takes it around the end himself. And you can see he's more of a runner than a passer, and that's where he's made his money this year on that type of play. And they're going to remain in that shotgun now. They were exclusively in an I formation for the most part of this half, but now they go back to that play, and it's Wright trying to find some room, and it'll take Savitsky to bring him down. Picks up about 5 on the play, though, out to about the 50-yard line, where it'll be 2nd down and 5.
Seems like a lot of their plays are running away from Trevor Demko, number 65 tonight. He's certainly moving to the power on either side, but the ball's not coming in his direction at all. And he has certainly been a force this year out of that defensive end position.
All right, they stay in the shotgun. They have the entire formation out to the short side of the field. Everybody's out to the short. He goes the other way in a little bit of a mixed direction, and Wright with a nice run by Wright. That's why he's gained 1,300 some yards. It takes Morose finally to bring him down, but
Kevin
you can see
Demko,
how good, and
29.
Demko also.
Yep.
You can see how tough a runner he really is when you give him a little bit of a space, and he'll go at you.
Must have been a flag on the play, and there was.
I did not see the flag.
I didn't
actually.
either.
I didn't see where that. I still don't see the flag. To tell you the truth, he must have
think
picked it up. I don't know where it is.
Trojan, it's the ball's coming back now from the line of scrimmage.
Motion penalty on the play. So I never saw that flag fly
No,
that
I
time.
didn't
Either I'm getting really old, or that was like a stealth flag. Rain really starting to pick up now here. And it was at 3:30, 4 o'clock this afternoon. It was sunny. It was doing all the right things. It was a gorgeous day, and all of a sudden now we're in a pretty good downpour here, and also the temperature's dropping. We fake it to right. Spence on that same keeper before, and Spencer's got some room again, and it will take Clokus to bang him out of bounds. But he's going to pick up the first down as he's inside Red Tornado territory. He's going to be put down at the Red Tornado 43-yard line.
Boy, for somebody who had the wind knocked out of him in the first quarter there, he's running some nice keepers. And you have to remember, as he's carrying the ball, there's nobody in front of him to block for him. This is a keeper all by himself.
You see Clokus will move over and whack him out of bounds right there. And there's the hit he takes. Back in the shotgun now on the first down play. Now we're in a bit of an option play that time, and he keeps it, and he fumbles it. The ball's on the ground. I'm going to see. They may say that it went down. I'm not sure. He may have been on the ground already.
You see the white beanbags coming out to mark where he went down. So
no, actually, they called it a fumble. Now, where they mark it, that's where the ball fumbled, and looks like the Trojans recovered their own fumble.
And it's a first down.
So 1st and 10. Here you see him. Now watch. Let me see where you'll see in the replay. There's the ball. Yeah, the ball's clearly out. It is clearly a fumble, and the Trojans alertly pick it up. It looks like 61 down there for the Trojans. Actually did it Bixby. As the rain now is really coming down hard here in the Silver Bowl.
Tell you what, Spencer had a nice play on the fake pitch that time, which froze the linebacker for the Tornadoes, and he kept it and took off right in front of him.
Again, Spencer on the keeper. And this time Goins will keep him. He gains about a yard. The last play was the first true option play we've seen tonight. That was a true option play that he ran, and we hadn't seen much of that. He called timeout with 1 minute and 8 seconds left in the first half of play. They trailed 28-0, but they're down to the Red Tornado 29-yard line. And I'm going to give them 2 yards in the pickup, so it'll be 2nd and 8 coming up for the Trojans as they go in their huddle over there.
Spencer is a tough athlete. He's ran about 5 plays in this series by himself and picking up some yardage. I mean, he's moving the ball 10 yards down the field every time he carries the ball, and that's quite unusual for
They made an adjustment there. They made the adjustment there when they went into the shotgun. they were in a straight eye, and it was a tight eye too. It wasn't, so the tailback didn't have as much room as you would normally have when you're looking, and they were getting bottled up real quick. So they were using a quick opener to the fullback occasionally. But now what they've done is they've taken the two best runners on the team, they've set them back into a shotgun formation, and now they're running that play off the shotgun with a little bit more room to decide where they want to go. And they've consequently spread the Red Tornado defense out because of that.
They're running trips to the left side, and they're running the option to the weak side of the formation.
All right, again in the shotgun. This time Spencer, the ball came back too fast. Spencer couldn't hold on to it. He did pick it up, but a flag's down. And I'm guessing down. The way that whole thing happened, I'm guessing that's going to be illegal procedure, a motion penalty, and it is. It happened right in the middle of the line there, too. So it'll be a 5-yard penalty. It's going to bring up second down now and 13. They're lucky on that play. It was a high snap, and it caught him a little bit by surprise the way it came back at him.
Ball is now on the 34-yard line.
Again, the same formation here that we see. That's the decision they've made is to stay in that shotgun. They leave Wright standing next to Spencer in the formation. That's where the fake will come from. He fakes it to him that time, throws it downfield, and the big guy downfield is loose, and that's the first 47. We've seen him. That's Malmrose. Malmrose takes it all the way down to the Red Tornado 7-yard line. It's first and goal, Trojans. And he came out of the tight end spot, I'm guessing. There.
Yeah, he ran the same play. It was a fake to right up through the center. 47 just comes out of the tight end position, straight down the field. Nice pass by Spencer.
So the Trojans knocking on the door here late in the second quarter. And Spencer on an option, and Spencer goes nowhere, and that's going to be Savitsky and Trevor Demko. And immediately the Trojans call their second timeout in the clock with 42 seconds left here in the first half.
Yeah, Savitsky is the main guy that blew that play up, and Trevor Demko made sure that ball was not pitched. Hard defense there by Trevor Demko coming in and making that tackle.
It's a 5-yard loss on the play. They're back outside the 10 now, all the way back at the 12-yard line. So it'll be second and goal from the 12 now on the big hit by Savitsky.
And now's the time. You're going to put pressure on the quarterback. They're going to run that option play to the side. Trevor Demko's got to come in and attack the quarterback. He's fumbled the ball twice, and with it raining, you never know what Wright's going to do as he's coming around for that pitch.
Well, Coach Shucker over on the other side having his talk with his crew to tell them what he wants them to do, is they would desperately like to put the ball in the end zone and gain some momentum in this game as they trail 28-0 here to the Red Tornadoes.
Second and 12.
Spencer will go under center now. They go back into the I formation. Fakes it to right. He's looking downfield. He's going to throw the ball into the end zone, and it's intercepted. It's intercepted by Kevin Demko. Kevin Demko goes up and intercepts him in the end zone. The threat is over. The Red Tornadoes take over at the 20-yard line.
Ill-advised, I thought. You run the ball with Spencer and Wright all the way down the field, move, and all of a sudden you come back, you get back under center, and it's a pass play. But I'll tell you what, there were 3 defenders that time standing there, but Kevin Demko played it just perfectly. He waited, and there's Kovaleski. He was guarding against the reception, and that just gave Trevor Demko enough time to come in and watch and pick it off.
First and 10 for the Red Tornadoes. It's a straight handoff to Pulowski. Pulowski's got himself some room as he heads over to the Trojan sideline. Pulowski picks up the first down and then some as he picks up about 13 on the play.
He does get out of bounds, kills the clock with 26 seconds left. Chains are now moved.
First and 10 with the ball.
Ball comes out over the 35, out to the 38-yard line, or 34-yard line, 34-yard line, where it's first down for the Red Tornadoes as Morgan brings the play in. The Red Tornadoes, you would think, might have kind of just been hanging around here with 26 seconds, but not their style as they come out into a trips formation here out the right side. Wasilewski looks downfield, and he's got plenty of time. He's forced out of the pocket. Now he's going to run. So the big guy running across the field, he's pushed out by the other quarterback, number 10, Spencer. And he got just close. I think he's about a yard or 2 yards short of that first down where they finally knocked. It's hard to tell on the far side there.
Now, it looks about 2 yards, 19.3 seconds left in the half.
It has thankfully stopped raining right now. The rain was coming down pretty good there, and now it's less than like a drizzle even now. So it looks so nice today, though. I opened the broadcast by saying what a great football night it is, and out of nowhere it starts raining. All right, Wasilewski will stay in that shotgun. He leaves Demetrius next to him. He has 2 guys out to the right, 1 to the left to the short side. He fakes to Demetrius. He looks downfield. He's got Morose in the middle of the field wide open, and Morose is going to take it in. Morose will take it in, and he does. It's a 69-yard touchdown pass from Wasilewski to Morose.
And what really set that up was Kovaleski, number 1. Kovaleski went straight down, and the coverage, sort of 3 men took Kovaleski on and left Morose open in the middle of that field.
Morose, but you can see Morose's speed, too. Yep. He pulled away from everybody after he caught it. So a big play by the Red Tornadoes, and they strike with less than 10 seconds left in the second half. And look at every time they run into the end zone, look at how hard it's raining.
I know.
I mean, it's like the sky opens up every time they go into the end zone. It's pouring rain right now. But right now, the Red Tornadoes don't care as they are having their way with the Trojans here from Troy and Troy High School up in the northernmost reaches of the District 4 area. Menapace puts it up, and it is good. The score now, the Red Tornadoes 35, the Trojans 0. There are 8.3 seconds left here in the first half of play, and it's been all Red Tornadoes tonight, folks, in this 2A quarterfinal matchup in District 4.
They just can't, and it's obvious here that the Trojans don't have the speed to match up with all the receivers that the Tornadoes have, so they're giving them the cushion, but it's just entirely too much. And once either Pulowski or Kovaleski or Morose catch the ball, they're off and running. Their speed just kicks in within that 5-yard area.
Yeah, I think you made a good point. Actually, speed is really the difference in this football game.
Yeah.
The Trojans cannot keep up with us on offense, and on defense, they can't break it away. They had some nice runs, and they've done some nice things, but they don't have that extra step to get themselves, away from them.
In position, you're right. In position or break them away from what they need to do to score here. But I think this is certainly a little bit out of hand at this point in time in the game.
35-0.
Yep.
The Trojans are in serious trouble here. All right, Menapace is going to wear his leg out tonight in the first half here at the rate he's been kicking. And he's going to let it rip. And he gets all of that one. It'll be taken by Conklin down at the 5-yard line as Conklin heads up to his own sideline. Conklin always runs exactly the same way. He always heads to his own sideline because we always kick it that way. He is brought down there, I believe. Shoestack and Minnick was kind of wandering around there too. So
number 34 makes a great tackle.
1st and 10 for the Trojans. They have 3 seconds left here before halftime, and they. I'm not sure what you do on this play.
You're right. At this point in time, you haven't done too much. Haven't passed very well, and in fact, some of the passes have been excellent passes coming off of Spencer, but the receivers have dropped them.
All right, they come back out in that shotgun now. Spencer and Wright standing directly next to him. Spencer drops straight back. He's looking around. There's no one there, and he's going to be tackled at the 20-yard line for
great
no
play
gain.
by Goins and Steck that time. Trevor Demko had Spencer kick back up through, and Steck and Goins held their ground the whole time to make that tackle.
All right, folks, that brings an end to the first half of play here at Mount Carmel in the Silver Bowl in this playoff game with the Red Tornadoes in the lead. 35-0 over the Troy High School Trojans. Okay, gang, we're back here with the first half stats, and I think you're going to truly enjoy these stats as Jose's going to give us some Marcus Wasilewski insights here that we haven't heard before.
Well, I hope you guys got most of them, but but we'll start with Troy as usual. 24 rushes, 67 yards. 2 of 6 passing for 22 yards. Total offense, 89 yards, 6 first downs. For Mount Carmel, 13 rushes for 91 yards. 9 of 12 passing for
Attention fans, are you
193.
craving more Mount Carmel area football this weekend?
Total offense, 284, 12 first downs. Individually, Justin Pulowski, 4 for 13. Julius Demetrius, 3 for 38. Eddie Stewart, 2 for 13. Marcus Washaleski, 4 for 25. Receiving, Morose, 4 for 107. Julius Demetrius, 1 for 28. Matty Kovaleski, 1 for 14. Jared Morgan, 1 for 13. And Justin Pulowski, 2 for 31. And I know we touched on some of these things before the game. Marcus Washaleski right now has 57 touchdown passes. He surpassed Mike Higgins' 55. He now has 57 and is tied with David Shinsky for the career mark. We also continued our streak, or Marcus had continued his own streak for throwing for 11 consecutive games with a touchdown pass. That ties David Shinsky, who had 11-game streak in the 2002 season, and also Joseph Buczynski in 1964-65 went 11 consecutive, and Greg Dofiak in the 1966 season went 11 consecutive with a touchdown pass. We need 9 more yards to keep our streak going, where we rush for 100 and throw for 100 in an individual football game. And the thing with Marcus is, like we said, he was 9 for 12 for 193. He'll approach, I think it's 7th or 8th 200-yard game in the second half if he gets an opportunity to throw it all. But the interesting thing with me, guys, that I found really fascinating was that when David did his 57 touchdown passes, he had 47 starts.
Yes.
Marcus Washaleski right now is at 38. And 11, and this year 11 and 5 in his shortened sophomore season where he got the ankle injury. So the 9 completions puts him at 368, leaving him 32 shy of Shinsky's 400. And it's just been an outstanding, phenomenal career for Marcus, and he's had some great people behind him, and the guys tonight really caught the ball. Matty Morose is coming up on a highlight of his own, where he now has 95 receptions in his career, so he'll approach 100, and we've only ever had 3 guys do that, and that's Joel and Tim Wargo and Stevie Matsura. So he's putting himself in some good company too, and these guys keep playing the way they're doing, the way they are right now. We're going to have a lot of numbers to talk about at the end of this season.
Well, I'll tell you what, some of the younger kids at this point are now flipping through the old record books to see Doviak and Buczynski, but I'll tell you what, they were 2 outstanding quarterbacks that, you go back into that era. Boy, they just did an outstanding job for the Tornadoes.
Well, Wayne, you're exactly right. And the big difference is they were in an era that wasn't pass happy.
That's right.
I mean, that was way before people threw the ball with any consistency. And just to accomplish those kind of numbers back then was phenomenal. And to think that they've lasted 40-odd years is really amazing.
Yes, and Buczynski, didn't Buczynski go down to Florida and played football down there?
Well, he went to Miami, University of Miami.
There it is.
And he had a scholarship there. And if people, old-timers like us, remember George Myra was the quarterback there, so Joe didn't really get an opportunity at that time, but became a very successful football coach in Florida in high school level.
Yes, he did.
Well, Jose, a lot of big things happening as we knew they would be. Again, this is what happens when you're successful for a lot of years, as this group has been. These seniors now in their 4th year, and they've really come together. They're completely outmanned the Trojan team that is going to have a tough time even staying in the game here.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, they made the trip. They got into playoffs. They were happy about it. But after that, this is going to be a short second half, I think, with the mercy rule. One other thing I forgot, guys. Colin Menepace.
Yes.
We have to keep talking about Colin because the job that he's doing is unbelievable. He has 6 kickoffs tonight in the first half. His shortest one is 51 yards. His shortest one. And he's doing an outstanding job. He's 5 for 5 in extra points, which gives him 49 on the season. Watch out, the season single record is 50 by Mike Sinkovich back in the 98 season. So he's just snuck up on this thing by being consistent. And the 5 also gives him 19 straight. So I don't want to jinx him at all, and we'll just keep this away from him. So don't you guys tell him. I mean, 25 is that record that Sinkovich has, but we'll keep giving it a shot.
Yep, absolutely. It's been a great first half. We look forward to another good half here in the second half. We'll talk to you at the end of the game.
Okay, guys.
Thanks.
Talk to you later.
Well, everything we thought, we listened to the stats. Obviously, the Red Tornadoes pummeling the Trojans right now in both the statistics and on the scoreboard with a 35-point lead. As Jose alluded to, the game in the second half, because there's a 35-point lead, will be actually played under the PIAA fair play rules, where the clock will continue to run in most situations in order to end the game quicker. You don't like to see that in a playoff game, obviously, but it is what it is, and that's what the way. So if you're wondering why this game is going so quickly, it's because they will let the clock run, except for injuries and a couple of other instances. It basically just runs. Now, we always laugh. The timekeeper, Harry Morgan, here in the press box over in the next room from us, he always laughs because when they go into this rule, every referee, every head umpire does it differently. He says, I never know exactly what they're going to stop and what they're not going to stop as far as the clock is concerned. He said, I always have to wait to see how they're going to actually employ the rule. But either way, it'll be a quick half. And obviously the Trojans, it's a long ride home. It's about a 2-hour ride home. As they're in the Northern Tier League, and they're in one of the northernmost reaches of this district. We're actually in the southern, almost the southernmost district of it in AA. So it's a long distance between these two schools here. And again, as NSA also said, again, they got into the playoffs. And that's a feather in their cap. They're also, I'm looking down the line here, they're mostly a senior laden team. Most of them are seniors. There's a couple of juniors. They're not. The starting lineup shows no sophomores or freshmen. They're mostly, I would say, about 75% are seniors and another 25% are juniors that are playing. Now, you should see some other kids in the game, obviously, on both sides of the ball here before the game ends, with the game kind of out of hand here already. So we'll wait and see. The Red Tornadoes also will open the second half by receiving the kick, which I'm sure the Trojans were hoping that wasn't going to happen, but that was the way they had the coin toss. So the Red Tornadoes will go on offense here to start the second half, already up with a big lead. So
when you look down their roster on the program here, there's 6 sophomores listed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
So
yeah, much different than the Red Tornadoes, as they have all kinds of freshmen and sophomores floating around, and some of them starting in the football game tonight. But again, this is a mostly senior group here. Conklin, a senior. Chance Wright, the senior. This quarterback, a senior. So all those guys are playing their for all intents and purposes, their last game here, unless there's some miracle comeback. All right, big number 60, Bruce. Zach Bruce says, I'm ready. He kicks it off. It's a short kick out to the 22-yard line. Ball's on the ground.
And
the ball is recovered by the Trojans. Getting off the bottom of that pile is number 5, and that's Clayton Shucker, and that may be the coach's son, as that's the coach's last name. Clayton Shucker on the fumble recovery here for the Trojans, and they're in business 1st and 10 in Red Tornado territory, right at the Red Tornado 35-yard line. That's the way to start the game if you're trying to come back.
Yeah, you're right. Turnabout is fair play. If you remember in the first half, in the opening kickoff, exactly the same thing. Tornadoes recover a fumble on an errant pitch and score. See what Spencer can do here for the Trojans.
Hands it, or he fakes it to Chance Wright, keeps it himself. Again, we've seen this play before. This time,
but not this time. This time, Quinn McCracken.
McCracken at the end actually strung it all the way out, and that's what you're looking to do. He made him go outside instead of in, and then strung it out. No gain on the play, actually.
And there is a flag holding.
So they get good field position and then have a holding call against them on the first offensive play of that good field position, and that's pretty much going to sum up the Trojans' evening here tonight at the Silver Bowl. That are going to mark off the big penalty, and it's going to go all the way back to the Red Tornado 46-yard line, where it's going to be first down and about 20. And we'll stay in that same formation now. Again, and that's what we saw most of that second quarter. They're in that shotgun. He leaves Wright standing next to him. This time he's going to pitch it to Wright, and Wright on the pitch, brought down in there very quickly by
Goins, number 50. In fact,
Goins and actually McCracken on the other side here brings him down.
Yep, but Goins made Spencer pitch the ball very quickly. He comes from that left tackle position on defense, and he attacked Spencer, and once you attack the quarterback like that, it forces him to pitch to the outside. Of course, Goins with his speed also chases right down and makes the tackle. Pickup of about 5 yards on that play.
Second down and about 16 now for the Trojans. This time he gives it to Wright, and Wright's got a big hole, and he has some room to run. He takes it down inside the 30-yard line, down to the 29-yard line. He's got to get down to the 25-yard line or so for the first down, so it's going to be third down and about 4.
Tornadoes jumped into an odd defense that time, and they didn't pick it up until the very end. And Goins was as an outside linebacker. He came off the line of scrimmage that time. Now he's going down into a down position in his normal stance.
This time it's going to be Wright, and Wright's trying to find the corner, and Kovaleski's going to bring him down. I'm not going to be sure where he went out of bounds. I'll wait to see where they mark the ball. He's very close to a first down.
Yes, he is.
Very close to a first down. So the Trojans, no, he went out of bounds much before that.
Yep.
So it's going to be 4th down and 3. So a big 4th down play here early in the second half of play. The Trojans obviously going forward here, and we'll see if the last time they got down close, they went back into an I formation. And this time they're going to stay in that shotgun.
Spencer's your man here. Spencer's a great athlete, and he's been picking up some good yardage for them.
Spencer's going to keep it.
It's a keeper.
He heads to the sideline, and he does.
Not
what a
this
play
time.
by Kovaleski. Kovaleski bangs him out of bounds, short of the first down. The Red Tornadoes take over 1st and 10 on downs.
Kovaleski coming up from that corner position, hat off to him. He just flew through the air and hit Spencer out of bounds, stopped him dead in his tracks.
Yeah, great defensive play by number 1 Kovaleski there, and he has made many of those in his career. So Marcus Washleski now the all-time touchdown passing leader here, trots back into the huddle for the Red Tornadoes, and he'll continue to pad his statistics here as long as he's in the game. He won't be in the game much this second half. Penalty flag flies on the far side of the field here. We'll see. I'm not sure how that could be a motion penalty because we weren't even down yet. It's actually an offside penalty. How often do you see an offside penalty on the offense?
I have no clue, but it has happened.
1st and 15. Somebody got their helmet stuck out further than they were supposed to somehow. It's pretty much the only way you can get an offside penalty when you're on offense.
Kovaleski comes off, and Morgan trots on, brings a play in to Washleski.
And we're going to go under center now. He has Demetrius in back of him. He looks directly for Morgan. Morgan can't hold it. That was kind of a pick play there almost, where McCracken makes the block as he catches the ball.
That's
TJ.
Roman,
not McCracken. Roman is 82, not 89. So Roman actually makes the block, and he actually had the block. He did make the block. He just couldn't hold on to the ball. So now it's 2nd down and 15.
Morgan's out now. Number 3, Minnick is in.
Now we go back to an I formation. Demetrius in front of Pulowski. And they give it to Pulowski. And Pulowski has a crease there. Pulowski looking to make a cut. Wright does a nice job. Wright does a nice job to stand his ground. And actually, because if he would have got it around Wright, it was a touchdown. So he did a nice job. He was being blocked by Minnick and was able to hold on long enough to get an arm out and bring Pulowski down. It'll be 3rd down and a long 5 for the Red Tornadoes. Red Tornadoes have not run the ball much. They haven't even tried running the ball much tonight. I was assuming we're going to see more of that here, but apparently in a shotgun formation, that's not going to happen as he goes back to pass again. And this time he gets Morgan. Morgan holds on to the ball. Morgan's trying to fight for the first down.
This is going to be
close. He's got it. If that guy's marking the ball where he stands, that's a first down.
He was real close that time. Second effort by Morgan puts him about 6 inches past the first down marker.
And he signals first down, so it is. The clock continues to run. It's 6:20 or 6:17 or so.
And here's the switch now. Eddie Stewart now, number 4, goes in, and Marcus deservedly gets his rest here.
Number 4, Stewart, the quarterback. He has Demetrius, and Stewart keeps the ball.
And look at Stewart.
Stewart on
Look
a
at-
quarterback keeper picks up 13 yards on the play. He's finally drugged down there by Tedesco, but what a play by Stewart.
Steck was just in front of him, leading all the way. That was just amazing to see. That was pretty good.
That's the second time the quarterback sneak went for a big run on a big gain on this. I'm not sure what they see, but they're watching something there, and it picks up big yardage. The ball inside Trojan territory at the Trojan 46-yard line now, where they set up in a shotgun now with Demetrius standing next to Stewart. Stewart runs behind Demetrius.
Look at this, hand on his back, and look at Stewart going.
Still on his feet. Stewart all the way inside the 25-yard line down to the Trojan 22-yard line, 1st and 10. Red Tornadoes, and there's nothing really fancy about this, folks.
Nope.
He sent Demetrius in front of him.
How fast Demetrius is, and as he's running, but Stewart put his hand right on the back of Demetrius and followed him for 20 yards right up the field.
Shoestack into the ball game, replacing Demetrius now. As Demetrius will come out and I probably won't see him the rest of the game. The number 34 goes into that backfield, and he'll stand behind Stewart if Stewart goes under center. There's 2 guys left and 1 guy's right, and a blitz coming from the Trojans, and they are still not able to stop Shoestack as he crosses the 20 down to the 19-yard line.
Number 68, Tedesco Zachary making the tackle for the Trojans.
3 yards in the play to bring up 2nd down and 7 for the Red Tornadoes. As Pulowski now out of the lineup also, and Lamb goes in, the freshman.
As you're watching this game, this is the backfield that you're going to see probably next year with these new kids coming in.
Now back in a traditional I formation with Stewart under center, Shoestack in front of Lamb, and it's Lamb. And Lamb is going to be drugged down very quickly down there, making the big play.
Number 80.
Tyler Curry for the Trojans. He stood Lamb up. Now there's a Trojan hurt now down at the 30-yard line on the tackle. We have a timeout, and this is where the clock will stop for a injury timeout. And he is down, so we'll take a time. I want to take a moment here to thank, of course, as we do every home game, we want to thank Boyer's Food Market, of course, right across the street from us here.
Outstanding.
Outstanding food again tonight here in the press box. Everyone in the press box came by and enjoyed the hot wings. We had some corn. What were the corn things again now? Corn nuggets.
Yep. And they were
corn
delicious.
nuggets and iced tea, and just a great spread here. We had some just the white stuff that I kept dipping on. That sour. I forget what that was now, but I dipped enough of it in there that I ate it all. But again, thank you to Boyers. They are just cannot treat us any better. And everyone, especially in a game like tonight where the press box is full,
yes,
everyone had their turn at the table here. So I'm sure they all appreciate Boyers also.
Actually,
for that.
I think we're giving tickets out.
Yeah,
you know,
you got a little ugly at halftime
yeah,
here.
It did.
At the half, Athens 29, Wellsboro 0.
This is something new I haven't seen for a while. Notice the Red Tornadoes are stretching during this injury timeout. All of them. They're doing it in unison. I have never seen that in a timeout like that. I'm warding off a cramp. I'm guessing that's what they're trying to do there, but I never saw that before.
And I think Mr. Tommy Swaldy was back there, and he was over helping out with the athlete that was hurt laying on the ground, but he was looking at the team saying, you better start stretching now.
An option play by the Red Tornadoes is Stewart looking for an opening. A flag flies right into the scrum, and I think the ball hit the ground actually too. There's two Red Tornadoes down now. Lamb is the first one down. Menepace took a knee but got back up. They're calling for the trainers now for Lamb as he's just outside the inbounds area.
I think what happened, him and Colin Menepace went out of bounds, and I think Lamb rolled over on Colin Menepace's shoe right on his back.
Now there is a flag on this play first, so we'll see once they finish attending to him.
We're walking back, so
it happened at a spot where you would think it's an offensive foul.
Right.
That's where they threw the flag at. There are a lot of guys down there for Mr. Lamb, so I'm hoping he's okay.
And we had talked about the clock running There's only 4 minutes and 1 second left in this quarter, so you see how quickly the time is coming off.
If the Red Tornadoes win this football game, and for all intents and purposes it looks like they will, you, of course, watch us here on a Wednesday night at 8 o'clock. This is a sports presentation at WKMC TV, and, of course, you're catching us on the Service Electric Cablevision system, our good friends in Sunbury. And that group allows us to come on at 8 o'clock. And, of course, they also see WKMC TV live in the mornings, and you see all kinds of different events throughout the year. And as we talked about this earlier, take a moment here while I have some time, WKMC TV, of course, celebrating its 40th year of broadcast excellence, and just quite an accomplishment for a TV station completely run by the students. And, of course, Dave McPhee, and before Dave McPhee, his dad, George McPhee, who began this whole process. And you saw that the video that we had, it was on and off throughout the year of 40 years, and they were talking about some of the things, and it was a great video. If you haven't caught that, I'm sure it'll be on again. And just some of the people that made it all possible for WKMC TV. And, of course, Service Electric Cablevision celebrating 60 years of broadcast excellence. So it's amazing that both of us are celebrating like that. And, of course, Service Electric, the premier cable company here. And this injury, unfortunately, looks like it's going to be a little more serious than we would have hoped, as Lamb has been on the ground for quite some time. So a long stoppage of play. But it's really just amazing. People don't realize what a student-run station is and what it does, and how these kids, are able to put this thing on and do the things that they do. And the time that goes into it, I mean, it's just the absolute amount of time and commitment that they have to make on a yearly basis. There are only, here you see one of them standing, that's Robin. Of course, she is always next to us, the main camera girl here. And the things that they do throughout a year that people don't see or understand, and they do it basically, I mean, other than us talking about them, where else do you ever know who they are? There's 2 seniors on this entire crew this year. And I'm gonna read you their names in a little while. I'll give you the whole rundown as we always do, but just an amazing group of people, and I can't tell you enough. I mean, I'm saying it to you, and I don't know if you can grasp what it's like to set up. There are
4 cameras.
There's 4 cameras working tonight. One on the sideline, one next to me, one stationary sideline camera, and one in the end zone. So I mean, it's an NFL production going on here in a high school football game, and all student run. They raise money throughout the year by doing different things to try to keep up with the technology and stuff like that. And I will never be able to say enough about them. And it's just a joy to be with them. You and I do nothing other than show up here and get in the way. I mean,
you're right.
If you looked at us, our contribution in the last 20 years, it was they got in the way a lot. But between George and, of course, now Dave McPhee, and you don't want to know the hours Dave McPhee puts in.
No,
I don't even want to think about the hours he's putting in this station. But to put the kind of broadcast on that we do now, and of course this year with brand new cameras, state-of-the-art cameras, giving you these games.
And it's so funny too. You got some of the TV networks coming down, and they're on the sideline, and they look at our cameras and think, oh my God, they have better cameras than we do.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's just amazing. And of course the PCN game, which we do live and have been doing them live every year. The only student-run station that can do that in the state of Pennsylvania is WKMC TV, and it's really a hats-off kind of thing to think that these kids can pull that off and go statewide on a live broadcast and have us not muck it up.
That's
for them.
right.
Which is the most. That's always Dave's only fear. Like, what will the 2 of them do during this broadcast? But it's just absolutely. You should just take a moment to think about it and understand what's happening here in a small school district, that we are here, and be able to do the kind of things that we're doing with a television station is just amazing to me. All right, looks like they have Mr. Lamb up, and this looks like a fairly serious injury, obviously, as they're going to put him in the cart. They brought the cart out onto the field. It begins to rain again heavily. It's been on and off rain since just about the beginning of the game now. And they got him in that cart, and they'll be taking him off the field. We wish him the very best. Hopefully it is not as bad as it looks right now for him. He is the freshman phenom we talked about all this time. The future of this program really is going to be resting with him and a couple other kids. And he had just such a if you look down there, you can see, look at the seniors coming up and shaking his hand and checking him out and making sure he's okay. That's how you can tell where that kid is, what an impact a freshman can make on a football team. So they're going to take Myrick off the field here and attend to him in the back at the locker room. And we'll get on with the football game. There is still a penalty to deal with here, and they're going to do that right now. And it is
holding.
Yep. So we knew it was going to be something against the offense, so they're going to march that off. It's been declined, so they're not going to march it off. The Trojans have declined the penalty, oddly enough. It's 4th down, and it'll be 4th down and about 7 for the Red Tornadoes. The ball sitting at the Trojan 19-yard line as Mr. Stewart, the backup quarterback, will...
Not only the backup quarterback, but it looks like Coach now has wholesaled everybody in. We have number 27, Mike Sinopoli in. Get some of their numbers here.
Stewart talking to his backfield people back there. He's trying to get them in the right spot back there. He has the Sinopoli now in the lineups, number 27 with him. This is going to be a pass play as he sprints out, decides to take it,
keeper.
Finds a crease. He's going to pick up the first down, and he's going to go down to the
about 3-yard line.
2 or 3 yard line, 2-yard line maybe it is. Let me see where so the far corner here. But there you see the danger of Stewart in the lineup.
Yeah, he's going to be certainly a different quarterback.
Here you see the run. Look at the crease that he saw.
Yep.
And then you see the acceleration. He gives a great stiff arm, and he continues on down. And, yeah, it's like around the 3-yard line, I guess, when they're looking to mark at the 2. We'll say the 2. It's 1st and goal from the 2 now for the young Tornadoes as they go into an I formation. There's going to be a penalty flag as we jumped. There was movement on the right side of the Red Tornado offensive line, so it's going to be 1st and goal now from 7.
6 or 7, yep.
You can see the rain heavy right now again. So the temperature's dropping here slowly tonight, so it's becoming miserable actually right now if you're out in the rain. Yes, we're in the booth here, so we can safely say that. But
Eric Jepko, number 45, goes in as a wide receiver for the Tornadoes.
All right, we'll stay in that I formation now and another penalty flag.
Anthony Rossi, number 12, is on the left-hand side of the lineup.
So 2 offside penalties in a row. And when you're 1st and goal at the 2, that's not the kind of thing you'd like to have happen. Again, we have a fairly different lineup in there right now as they're actually jostling each other around trying to figure out. Now, I'm still not sure what the penalty is. I mean, I thought we had jumped just from looking at it, but they didn't say that yet.
It is going to be motion.
Now he does. So it's going to go out to the 12-yard line where it'll still be 1st and goal, only it's 1st and goal from the 12. So a lot to do about nothing here. About 2 minutes and 45 seconds in the 3rd quarter. The Red Tornadoes lead this game comfortably, 35-0. Stewart now going to the shotgun formation, leaves Shustak standing next to him. He has 2 guys to his left, one to his right, but he's running. It was a run from the very beginning to the very end. He never looked like he was going to throw the ball. He's going to be brought down in there by Bo Parker, number 40.
Yeah, that play is designed for Stewart just to take the ball and follow the halfback right up to the right-hand side off tackle.
So to place the ball down just inside the 11-yard line, it's going to be 2nd and goal from there.
Tommy Hynoski, number 48, goes into the lineup. Justin Slaughterback comes out, number 14.
Stewart trying to get him in, and coach calls a timeout. And that's a good timeout. They were definitely kind of flustered out there with where they were lining up and what they were doing. Again, there's mostly new guys in there now.
You're right.
There's only a couple of regulars still standing in there. But that was a good timeout. They've just kind of disintegrated here, trying to get the ball in the end zone here. They are at the 2-yard line. They're at the 10. It's second down. They couldn't line up. They wasn't sure what the play was. So a timeout on the Red Tornadoes, which normally you wouldn't see when you're up 35-0. But he had to make sure he got them all settled down there a little bit and get in the right frame of mind.
3, 6, 5, 9.
So as I was about to say, we were looking at this on Wednesday night. Obviously, you're talking to us in 2 days' time down here on Friday. It is a Friday football game. The semifinal, one of the semifinal games for District 2 or District 4 2A will be here, and it will be the Red Tornadoes versus the Lewisburg Area Dragons, a team we played just a couple of games ago. So the Green Dragons show back up here, and this time they show up in a playoff situation. So it should be an interesting game.
You know, as we had viewed that game and seen what they could do, we knew we were going to see them some point, in the playoffs.
Again, it's a keeper by Stewart. He's going to be brought down in there by Salatino, number 70 for the Dragons, or for the Trojans. And again, we had that whole lineup and that whole jumble match, and all it was a quarterback run anyway. It wasn't like they were doing anything fancy there, but they just couldn't get themselves in the right spot. Eric Jepko, 45, in the lineup with the play now. And he'll go out wide to the right, and a penalty flag again.
Golly, Miss Molly.
And this is hard to believe now. I'm not sure what this will be.
I don't know.
They weren't even set yet, so I'm not sure how you could get a penalty when a motion play. It could be something. Wow. That's an unsportsmanlike penalty against the Red Tornadoes. I'll guarantee you Brennan's not happy about that. That's somebody saying something, because the play didn't go anywhere yet. So somebody with a big mouth managed to get a 15-yard penalty here because of it. And now we're still in a goal situation here, folks. It's going to be 3rd and goal. Now it's 3rd and goal from the 26-yard line.
We got a new center in there. Steck comes out, number 60.
Well, Steck probably demanded to come out at the rate this thing's going. He's probably saying I can't do this anymore.
Number 54, Nick Grotti is the center.
All right. The I formation for the Red Tornadoes. He drops straight back to pass, and he wings it into the end zone for Minnick, and Minnick got it. Touchdown. A 26-yard touchdown pass from Stewart to Minnick on a it was actually a 3rd and goal from the 26, folks. I mean, think about that. A 3rd and goal from the 26 and a touchdown pass, and the Red Tornadoes are on the scoreboard again. It's 41-0 with the extra point attempt to come. And that was kind of an improbable score there, to tell you the truth. They were slowly marching backward. They had done everything wrong you could think of, including an unsportsmanlike penalty.
I think they were just getting position on the field to throw that pass.
But Minnick did a nice job of getting separation there and hauling the ball in for the touchdown. Menapace puts it up, and he remains perfect in the game, so it is now 42-0. Red Tornadoes with 55 seconds remaining here in the 3rd quarter of play. And this game cannot end quick enough for the Trojans now and get back on that bus for the long haul home, as nothing went right for them. Nothing from the start of the game, from the first play of the game.
First play of the game.
It went downhill from there.
12 seconds into the game, the Tornadoes were already on the scoreboard.
Yep, it just never got any better for them. And again, that happens. Again, they were the 8th seed, playing the 1st seed, and obviously a 6-4 record. Not quite the same caliber, but I think they just got behind the 8 ball so quickly they couldn't find their way back out of it. So Menapace will be getting ready to kick off here. And I'll tell you what, his leg's gotten a week's worth of work here in this game.
And there is 55 seconds left.
Yeah, it was a very long quarter. Even though we're under the fair play rule here, the quarter with the Lamb injury really is what stretched the quarter. So we again give our best to Marek Lamb and hope he's going to be okay. This one, the line drive kick, is going to bounce down in front of the Trojans at about the 11. He can't pick it up. He finally does, and Serrano is brought down, and there you're going to have a block on the kicker that's going to be a penalty.
Yep.
So Serrano, when he finally does pick it up, he gets tackled back at the 5, and in between that time, a penalty is going to fall down against the Trojans, which will march them halfway back again.
That halfway back from the point of the foul, blocking below.
Shot block there, yeah.
Yep.
Well, it'll be from where the ball is.
is
It'll go back
at,
to the 2 or 2.5 yard line.
That it does.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Trojans from their own 2.5 yard line now.
1st and 10 for the Trojans from 2-yard line.
Matt Dietz, number 47, in the defensive sideline.
Yeah, the Red Tornadoes got
73, Dan Hood, playing
they've
the
got
tackle.
a completely different lineup now across the board here as the
71,
Trojans come out.
Justin Augustine playing left tackle.
The Trojans have also changed offensive players as Weed now is into the game. 16 is the new quarterback, so a lot of new jerseys on the Trojan side of the ball also as Coach Shucker gets his guys some experience in a playoff game, and that's a great thing for him to do. I admire him for doing that.
Number 10, Adam Juraski is in. It looks like he's playing the defensive end position.
So the ball's actually, there was a loss on that play. Now the ball's back at the 1. It's going to end up being 2nd down and 12 from the 1. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of the 3rd quarter of play here at the Silver Bowl with the score of the Red Tornadoes 42, the Trojans 0. 1 quarter to go here in this playoff game before the Red Tornadoes will move on and, of course, get ready to do battle with the Green Dragons from Lewisburg in what was an excellent game on game 7 or 8, whatever.
It was 7.
Game 7.
And both teams undefeated at that point in time also.
And actually, the Green Dragons, inexplicably, the following week went to Bloomsburg and lost to the Bloomsburg Panthers, in which I'm not sure how that happened. I saw them play Southern in a playoff game, and they got a good walloping down there. I really brought nothing to the table at that game, but somehow stunned the Green Dragons and gave them a 2nd loss on the season.
No, you know how that goes. You know, you're coming in as high as a kite that week, and you're undefeated, and you're playing in an undefeated game here with both teams, and it's sort of a letdown, I'm sure, for the Green Dragons at that point.
Weeded quarterback from his own 1 yard line, and the ball.
Safety.
That's a safety. They cackled in the end zone.
That is safety. 47 actually bailed in from the right linebacker position that time. That was Matt Dietz.
You could hear that hit all the way up here as they dropped them in the end zone for a safety. So now everything that you could possibly have go wrong on a night went wrong for the Trojans here tonight. It's 44-0 now, Red Tornadoes, and now the Trojans have to kick off to the Red Tornadoes.
Yes, they have to. They have to kick off, and that's coming from the 20-yard line too. That's where you kick off from. Either you kick it from the tee or punt, one or the other.
What a stop, though. I mean, what a crack.
Yeah,
you can hear it all the way up here.
Dietz just blitzed in from the right linebacker position, and he had the quarterback, I think, even before the quarterback turned around.
So now the Red Tornadoes will get ready to receive the kick from the Trojans. We'll see if they're going to just traditionally kick off. They also have the ability to punt from this position on this type of play.
But I'll tell you, you go back and we're looking at all this experience, and you're in a district playoffs here. You're in the postseason play, and you have these young freshmen, sophomores in there grappling and playing the game and doing an outstanding job. But mostly what great experience they are getting at this point in the time.
Zach Bruce kicks off for them. Sinopoli's going to take it at his own 32-yard line. Sinopoli looking for a hole there, and he's going to be brought down in his own territory around the 47-yard line.
Number 16.
Stop on that play down there. It looked like it was by Weed, the quarterback. So it'll be 1st and 10 Red Tornadoes here. 11:41 in the game, and he'll crank that clock as soon as they set the ball down, and he does.
And Mike Purcell, number 51, goes in In the offensive line, Mike Matalavich, number 78, is playing the tackle position.
Hajnowski comes in now, and they have to get, I was going to say, they're going to get a guy out of the huddle as they had one too many there for a second.
Mike Stukavich, that was number 85.
Shoestock will line up in that I formation in front of Sinopoli. Stewart under center, and it's Sinopoli. And Sinopoli looking for some room, and he has it. And Sinopoli broke free. Sinopoli's going to take it into the end zone, folks. Nobody's going to catch him. There it is, a 56-yard run by Mr. Sinopoli into the end zone, and just like that, the game now completely out of control for the Trojans. They cannot stop them, and that's a shame, really. Sinopoli, though, Mike, a junior, 5'10", 145-pound running back. You see the speed he has. Again, speed kills, and boy, when he got past the line of scrimmage, he took it all the way down. So the score out to 50 now. And we're going to see now if they let Menapace kick or if they don't.
No,
I don't think they're going to. In fact, this will be a knee. They're going to take a knee here. They will not kick the extra point. I've seen this before. And this is Mike Brennan trying to keep the score down. He has done that several times throughout the season. And believe me, while you love to see Sinopoli score, you truly do. I mean, that's what he's in that ball game for. Mike is definitely feeling a little queasy about the fact that we're out to 50-0 now over the Trojans. But again, it's up to them to play. They're going to have to stop us, and they didn't. So the Red Tornadoes now will be kicking off, and we'll see who goes in to actually kick off for us. I'm not sure if they're going to let Menapace go back in. Rimakaitis would be doing the kicking off if he does, and he's the backup kicker, and he looks like he's the guy going to do it. Joe DeAndrea into the lineup for the Red Tornadoes now, and it will be Rimakaitis, number 32, actually doing the kickoff duties for the Red Tornadoes. And they kick it, Dan hits about the 20, and it bounces right past Conklin. Conklin all the way back to his 7-yard line. Conklin is buried by Shoestack and Hajnowski down there. Oh, what a hit by those two guys. And actually, they hit him so hard it started raining again. As soon as they hit him, the rain spurted out again. But the Red Tornadoes playing at an extremely high level right now at this point in the football game. The Trojans, on the other hand, got to be a little bit careful here they don't get hurt, as they're kind of half speeding a little bit now. So Weed will get his group back out on offense. He'll have Bennett in the backfield. They're in an I formation. Bennett's the tailback in this formation right now. The new guy's wearing 7. And they give it to Weed. He keeps it. Weed on a keeper, actually. And Weed picks up some nice yardage out over the 20-yard line, out to the 23-yard line. He's brought down there by Stewart and Roman.
Brought down by number 4 and Stewart.
And then Juraski, number 10.
9 yards on the play. It's 2nd down and 1 now for the Trojans.
Also in on that play.
He runs the backup guy runs that very well.
Yes, he does. He runs it like spider. He's right behind the halfback, and as soon as the halfback goes through the line, he's breaking out around the end.
Dead ball foul.
I'm not sure what that is. We've had more penalties.
We had a
more
flag.
penalties as they're standing around than I've ever seen here. I don't know what that's.
I don't know.
Troy, 5-yard penalty.
Illegal participation, maybe.
Okay,
that's
what that guy was at the.
Yep.
I didn't know what he was doing over there. He was trying to step off without being seen. That's exactly. I wondered why he was standing there, and he ran off right in front of him. And it was just like a second goes by. He stepped over and thought maybe he didn't see me, but he did. So he'll bring up now a 2nd down and 6 for the Trojans as Weed goes under center. And Weed hands it off to that tailback. I talked about Courtney Bennett. He's a junior. And Bennett will take it out to the 20-yard line. Gains a couple on the play. It'll bring up 3rd down and 4.
Justin Augustine, number 71, making the tackle for Tornadoes on the left side. Brian McFadden, number 11, comes into the ball game.
Weed under center now. Again, he stays in that I formation. And this time he hands it off.
Again,
He keeps it. He fakes it to Oldroyd, and he keeps it, and he's loose. And Weed is going to take it into the end zone. Well, no, he's not. He's not. He's going to take it, and it's a great run by Reed, but at the 40-yard line, they clipped. I mean, you couldn't have done that any worse if you tried. He was in the open. The guy was not going to make the tackle, and they clipped him. So it will not be a touchdown. They're going to bring it back out here and march it off from the flag. So Weed's great run goes for naught. But you couldn't have done one of those. I mean, more in the open if you tried. I mean, everyone saw that one. And consequently, they bring it back. So the touchdown where they almost got on the scoreboard will be nullified, and they'll start fresh again here back at the let's see, they're going to have the 47. Yeah, at their own 47-yard line. So Weed ran a long distance for nothing.
And he runs that play to perfection. I'll tell you what, you never know if he has the ball or not.
Yeah, he's actually good. A better faker than the starter, I think. I think he fakes it better than he does. All right. Weed says, what do I have to do here to get on the scoreboard? As he goes under center, again, that I formation. Red Tornadoes show blitz, and they do. They come right at him, and he gives it to Oldroyd. You can see he holds onto the ball. Oldroyd was actually being tackled, and he was still holding onto the ball, making the decision whether he should pull it out or not.
Initial tackle there by number 85, Mike Stadkavich, from the defensive end position. Tommy Hynoski comes out, and 47, Matt Dietz, goes back in. Dan Hood, 73, playing a tackle position.
This time Weed hands it to Bennett, and Bennett is spilled in the backfield.
Number 42, Jordan Sinopoli, playing the nose guard position on defense.
And some help that time from Juraski on the tackle there. And it brings up third down now and about 9.
Brett Osowski, number 15, goes in as the linebacker on the right side.
And they come out in that I formation. This is pretty much a standard formation for this crew here as the second team. The entire second team for the Trojans are on the field here, and it's a keeper. And Weed is going to try to drive his way upfield, and he gets very close, but not enough for the first down. It'll be fourth down. But he is in Red Tornado territory now, down around the Red Tornado 45-yard line. So it's going to bring up a fourth down and almost 2.
Justin Augustine, number 71, making that tackle.
Blitzed by the Red Tornadoes,
and they're going to blitzed into the right spot too. That was Dietz.
Oldroyd, they were giving it to the fullback, Oldroyd, and they stopped him at the 45-yard line. A little bit of a loss on the play, and it's going to mean they're going to turn the ball over on downs.
I'll tell you what, Dietz is a heck of a player. Number 47, he did that twice. He was the one that had the safety down in the end zone down here, but I'll tell you, he came right up through the offensive line of scrimmage and stopped him dead in his tracks.
So the Trojans turn the ball over here with about 6:02 remaining in the ball game, and now a new quarterback for the Red Tornadoes. Number 11 goes into the
Brian
lineup
McFadden
for the Red Tornadoes, and of course Brian is a freshman, so the freshman will get some reps here. Hands it to Sinopoli. Sinopoli down along the Red Tornado sideline, and Sinopoli with a nice gain on the play.
Pick up about 8 yards that time.
He stopped down there by Shucker again, Clayton Shucker, which I said I believe is the coach's son on the stop, number 5.
Number 49, Joe DeAndrea, leading the play, putting out a good block that time.
Go in that I formation.
Goes to Billy Stewart, number 35.
And Stewart churns his way up enough for the first down as he crosses the Trojan 45. And he'll be put down around the Trojan 43-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10, Red Tornadoes. Number 47 on the play. That's Dietz
Yep.
on offense. And Dietz makes a nice run on the play. He'll pick up about 7. So Dietz does a little bit of everything here.
Number 84 playing the wide receiver position is Corey Nolter.
Hynoski comes in and replaces Dietz in the offensive lineup now. Hynoski, another freshman, playing here for the Red Tornadoes tonight. Here you see the replay, and you can see Dietz on the nice run. One guy brought him down, or he had some room otherwise. Continues to rain here at the Silver Bowl now.
63, Jared Pollock.
Ball's
playing
on
the
the
tackle.
ground. That was a great play by McFadden. As the ball hit the ground, he had the presence of mind to stop, pick it up, and he still lateraled it to Sinopoli. And actually, not only averted a fumble, but got the play running. So it's going to bring up 3rd down now and about 7 for the Red Tornadoes. The ball sitting just inside the Trojan 40-yard line here as time continues to tick away with 3:31 and counting. The ball has to be slippery now as it's raining very heavy again. It's probably the heaviest it's been raining all night right now. And it's going to be Shoestack on a nice run. He stopped down there by big number 76, Anthony Hilton. Hilton, the sophomore for the Trojans.
Interior line there for the Tornadoes. Number 51, Mike Purcell. Number 53, Ryan Tolashinsky. Number 78, Mitchell Matlavich.
All right, I formation for the Red Tornadoes. It's on a 4th down play here. And they gave it to Dietz, and Dietz will not pick the first down up. The Red Tornadoes will turn the ball over on down. Stop down there by the Trojans by Tanner Krug. So it'll be 1st and 10 Trojans. All right. The Trojans come on the field here. Again, I give credit to their coaching staff, as everyone on the Trojan sideline has played football tonight and gotten their uniform dirty, as he has gotten everybody into the football game.
John Ambrose, number 55 for the Tornadoes.
Weed will go under center. They stay in the same formation now with this second group in here. It's always the I formation, always one guy right, one guy left. The ball's on the ground, a fumble. They gave it to Oldroyd. It was a quick opener, and Oldroyd fumbled the ball, and the Red Tornadoes picked it up. And I don't know who got it.
The nose guard that was playing there was number 59, Joe Durer.
I didn't see who picked it up, to tell you the truth, but the Trojans turn it over on the fumble now. Here you'll see. Let me see if you can tell who gets it. The replay, you can see he hands it off to Oldroyd, and that's the and see how he holds it in there long enough that Oldroyd couldn't hold on to it. He actually was pulling it out. The ball's now on the ground, and right there is the guy that...
Number 11.
That's McFadden actually picks up the fumble. Nice replay to be able to pick that number up.
Stewart
fighting his way, and look at Stewart. He won't go down. He's brought down by 6 or 7 guys from the Trojan side of the ball. It'll be 2nd down and 9 now, as we're about to go under a minute to play here in this football game. The Red Tornadoes, with 3 more downs, will run the clock out here.
62, Hassan Abumar in the lineup for the Tornadoes.
Well, McFadden again under center in an I formation, and this is strictly run the ball up the middle. There'll be a penalty flag on the play as the Red Tornadoes, somebody on the Red Tornadoes side of the ball moved early. So they're going to have to stop the clock to mark the penalty off. Or maybe not. I don't know. They didn't stop the clock
still
yet.
Running.
Well,
and they didn't.
They didn't mark the penalty off, so
they
must have
mark it. He picked the flag back up again.
Yeah, because there wasn't enough time it wouldn't have made any difference if they marked it off or not, so they decided not to. You don't see that very often, actually, but there will be no mark off of the final penalty, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of the football game here at the Silver Bowl at Mount Carmel area with the score. The Red Tornadoes 50, the Troy High School Trojans 0. The Red Tornadoes, of course, will move on to the semifinals in District 4 Class AA. They will meet the Lewisburg Area Green Dragons in 2 nights' time. We look forward to a great game there. While I'm waiting for Jose, I'm going to come here and give you the real reason that we do this every Friday night in football season, and the real reason that it gets done. Tonight, for WKMC TV, on the grips was Casey Troutman and Aaron McPhee. On the cameras, Matt Shern, Cody Minnick, Brianna Lutz, Josh Tomady, Nicole Purcell, Val Bendis, Robin Hampton. Of course, you saw Robin in that shot standing next to me here. Robin, his entire moment there is making me feel good. Graphics, Callie Hummel, Brittany Vanna. Production assistants were Paige Schaffler and Dave Hummel. And the master control again tonight, Tyrus Twine.
Ooh.
So there you have it, folks. They're the real people, the real reason that you saw it tonight. And again, I said 2 of that group is only a senior. The rest of them will all be back next year and getting ready for a big year again for KMC TV. But right now, all we're concerned about are the playoffs, Wayne, and we are in them and moving on.
Yes, and this was the game that Coach wanted. He wanted to, I'm sure, you don't like the score to be 50-0, but I'll tell you what, it sends a statement to everybody else. We're here to play.
Well, you talked about that.
And you have to beat us, and that's what it boils down to. And I'm happy to see exactly what happened tonight. Everybody, was on the field. Everybody played hard, and we came off with a big win.
Yeah, again, you don't like to see 50 points on anybody, but
right.
I'm glad I'm on the 50-point side of it. Let's look at it that way.
They're always happy to be on the 50-point side of it.
That's the way it's going to be. That's the way it's going to be. So a big win for the Red Tornadoes. Really did anything they wanted offensively tonight. Although, strangely enough, at least in the first group, they did not run much, but never really tried.
Right.
They didn't try to run a whole lot. They mostly threw the ball, and of course, obviously that was the game plan. Looking at what the Trojans were doing on defense. So the game plan coming in was to throw the ball more. And, of course, when you have Marcus Wasilewski, it's not too hard to make a decision to throw the ball in a game.
Yeah, especially with his numbers and what he has done. But, again, looking at the receivers that he has, between Kovaleski and Moroz and Pulowski, you're looking at the three top receivers in district here. And they've done an outstanding job trying to get themselves open and giving him a good target for Marcus to throw at, and that makes a big difference. And you know darn well the way the game is played, you start moving the ball down the field passing, that's going to open up your running game for Julius and Pulowski in the backfield.
Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely. Again, every team presents a different problem when you're here. You know what I mean? So you look at the Trojans, and obviously the idea was that we can throw the ball, and we could. Obviously, we threw the ball with impunity, really, against them. They had no answer for that at all, and the game got away very quickly. Of course, a mistake by them on the first play of the game, 12 seconds into the game, resulted in a touchdown, and it just went downhill from there. So sometimes that's going to happen. Again, they're a 8th-seeded team, came into the playoffs. They were the 8th-seeded team by 1 point only.
That's right.
So they just scraped into the playoffs. But again, a lot of teams didn't get into the playoffs, and that's the way the Trojans have to look at that they actually were here, and the rest of them weren't. So they'll go back, and they got to find a positive to take out of this to build for next year. Of course, their season is ended here tonight. They'll look forward to basketball and wrestling and go from there. Jose is down on the sideline. I don't know if he's ready to go or not yet down there.
Yeah, let's go, Warren.
You got her.
Okay, first for Troy. 39 rushes for 149 yards, 2 of 6 passing for 22, for a total offense of 167 yards, 7 first downs, no points. For Mount Carmel, 30 rushes for 227 yards, 11 of 15 passing for 230 yards, total offense 457 yards, 19 first downs. Individually, we'll do our best with this. It didn't change much. Receiving Moroz 4 for 107, Julius 1 for 28, Maddie Kovaleski 1 for 14, Morgan 3 for 24, and Justin Pulowski 2 for 31. Rushing, Julius 3 for 38. Pulowski 5 for 24. Eddie Stewart, and I think you saw some signs tonight of what Eddie Stewart's going to be next year, 8 for 65. Marcus Wasilewski 4 for 25. Cody Shoestack 3 for 7. Myrick Lamb 1 for -2. Billy Stewart 2 for 5, and Matt Dietz 1 for 6. And I missed Sinopoli, and I don't want to do that because he had a real nice night.
Yes, he did.
He had 3 for 59. The things we talked about at the first half held true with the yards, the 100 yards rushing, 100 yards passing, 11 consecutive for Marcus. He did tie David Shinsky. He now has 57 touchdown passes in his career, and we're looking forward to next week where he can break that 11-game streak and go for 12 and get that touchdown pass. And another thing tonight, Colin Menapace was 6 for 6, is now 50 for 54 on the season, and he ties Michael Sinkovich for the most extra points kicking in a season. Not the points, extra point kicks. I'm sorry, because Sinkovich also had 3 field goals with that to give him 59 points kicking in a season. All in all, a great night for Mount Carmel. We got the offense showing that what we can do, and it's certainly going to make other people look and see what we can do and make us difficult to scout, I'm sure.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, go ahead, Wayne.
Jose,
Yeah.
the 457, how does that rank? Total yardage.
We've had a couple of 500-yard
Have
games.
we?
I mean, it's
Okay.
pretty good. It's our second 400-yard game this year, I believe. I think we had another one, maybe Jersey Shore,
Yes, I
Warrior
think it
Run.
was.
I'm not sure, but it was a nice night. Very nice night. Very balanced night, 230, 227. I mean, you can't get much better than that.
Well, the one down part of the night, obviously, the young freshman looks like he got fairly seriously hurt there in the third quarter.
Yeah.
And I hope the best for him.
Yeah, you know, there's never a good thing, but the good thing is he is a freshman, and he has a lot of sports to play. But unfortunately for Myrick is an outstanding wrestler, and we were just excited to see him on the track this season with his speed. And depending on what happened here tonight, I'm not sure we're going to see any of those this year, but hopefully he'll get to work, and he can use James Goins as a model.
You bet.
And get to work, and he'll be fine next year. He has a lot of football ahead of him.
Yeah, absolutely. And you wish him the best. And I know he'll be fine. Just knowing the kind of kid that he is, he'll be fine from this. But you get into the 11th game without any problems, and then just like that, in a blowout game, we lose a promising freshman who had a great season so far for us. So
well, Warren, one of the other things I talked to the official, I talked to them all night long. I guess they probably get annoyed with me, but we were talking about it. I said it's too bad there's not a double mercy rule where if you're in a playoff like this and the score is 50-0, maybe you can just go home. I mean, there's no purpose being served by anybody playing at this level. And Troy obviously had some frustrations that they were taking out on some of our kids. And I'm not saying it was a cheap shot. It wasn't a cheap shot. But, they were doing things, and we were responding and reacting to them, and we shouldn't be doing that either. But a game gets out of hand like this, and you wish you can just say, okay, boys, that's enough. Thanks very much. It was a great night. Let's move on.
yeah, well, I will say this: it was a fairly, it was a very well officiated game. This crew was I guess one of the best crews we've seen, and we've seen this group before, or different ones in this group before, and again, it was a great game by them. And you love a game when you never ever mention the official.
You're right, and I mean, you guys have had a nice time this year talking about officials.
Who had a nice time?
But you're right, Warren. When you forget that there are officials in the game, that's the games that they're doing a good job at, and. So you're right. They did a great job tonight, and hopefully that's what you're supposed to see in the playoffs because they do evaluations. I know Buzz Carr for District 4, your pal and mine, that checks this stuff out every week, and he has evaluators like Roger Williams and some other former officials that evaluate people, and that's why they get those games.
Yeah.
We're not going to get this crew again because the official also told me in passing that they can't do 2 consecutive games of a team at the same place. So
right.
They could be back for the championship game if we make it to the Montoursville championship game, but they will not be able to be back here next week.
Okay, real quick, Jose, we're going to wrap this up. But again, the Lewisburg Green Dragons are on their way to the Silver Bowl in 2 days' time.
Yeah, you're right. It's going to be an interesting football game, and this is one of their banner years that they're having up there. And the first time we felt that they could have came in here a little intimidated by coming to the Silver Bowl. And I don't think they did. They did a fairly good job at that. And after a short time, they realized that they can play with us.
Yeah.
And I'm sure right now, none of that's in their thinking right now. I think they probably feel that take the safety away when the score was 14-13 or whatever late in the game, or 14-7, and it could have been a different football game. And I'm sure that they're feeling that they can come down here and win. So we're going to have to play hard, and I'm sure these guys will. They're very, very focused on this season.
Oh, yeah, it's just going to be a great game, though. You very seldom see a team for the second time like this. We don't run into that very often, and we're going to be seeing it this year. And I think it's just going to be a great game the way it's going to line up.
Absolutely. Last time I remember was in '98 in Marion when we had them both. We had them here, and then we had them down at Shamokin in that the game where Nick and Al Bailey and Johnny Veach ran for 100 yards each or something like that.
Yeah.
But, you do it on occasion. But I don't particularly like. I would have rather if Lewis or Hughesville would have won. But we're going to get who we're going to get, and we're going to play them.
Yep. Listen, before you go, I just want you to know that I offered your cameraman down there a couple of bucks if he would actually pan down and show us your plastic pants tonight. But because he's a professional, he refused to do so. So you actually owe him on this one.
This man's going to go far in his field. He's going to do fine.
Yes, he's a professional and said he would not do that. So he spared you on this one. Just kidding.
All right.
All right, Jose, we're going to see you. Thanks a lot.
All righty.
All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up here again. I want to quickly mention to you guys that tomorrow night is Supper Club. Supper Club goes on through the playoffs, and that's when it really gets to be good.
Oh, yeah.
When we talk about the game, we're going to see some of the best players come to us from this game, and, of course, we're looking forward then to the Lewisburg game. And be a lot to talk about with that game because we've seen them once. We know all the players and stuff like that. So it's going to be a great evening tomorrow at Matucci's again, 6:30 in the back room for Supper Club. And, ladies and gentlemen, this has been a sports presentation of WKMC-TV. I am Warren Altamar.
And Wayne Brokenshire.
For Jose Gonzalo, good night. See you Friday.